into it.
I'm in.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the reintroduction, or whatever the hell you want to call this, of the square table. Even though the table is not square, you
That's
get
all right.
it. You get the idea. It's
We
just
get the
some
idea.
nerd talk. But anyway, one of the cool things that I'm excited about, trying to reformat this show, is we're gonna be just bringing in a lot of guests. Maybe sometimes two, sometimes three, sometimes four, depending on the segments that we're talking about. So tonight we're going over. We just saw The Flash. We're gonna go over that. Across the Spider-Verse. We didn't see that together, but
We saw it. Yeah, we've seen it.
The Flash we saw together. We're talking about anime. We got the new live action anime from One Piece,
Avatar.
and then good friend Mikemetroid over at Combat Network. You still a part of that, man? Should I even say that anymore? I don't even know. It's been so long. I'm not really part of the FGC anymore. But Mikemetroid was invited to test Mortal Kombat 1, so want to get his thoughts and impressions on the show. We got a little bit of a different camera angle here, feel, everything. You can see my belly for the first time. Maybe not the best thing. There's some beautiful things on the table here. Shout outs to this. But that we'll get into that later. This is going to be part of our unboxing segment, along with a giant XM box that
It's a really big box.
we're going to get into we'll get into that later. But then we got an awesome show tonight. At least I hope so. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in. And I guess Nick's still not here. Good old Nick. Thanks, buddy. So, all right, let's just dive right into The Flash.
So, I have a heavy opinion on The Flash.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with
this
it.
is, all right, hold on. Let me take a sip already.
Yeah, take a sip already. It was good. That's about all I can really say.
That's it. That's all you have.
But that it shouldn't be just that.
How is
is
that
what
a
I'm
heavy
saying.
opinion?
Because it's mediocre at best. Really, is really what I'm getting at. Like, all right, so like this was supposed to be the end of the DCU, right? Like that was the whole premise of it all.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be like, all right, and then they officially said that Blue Beetle was supposed to be the kickoff for the new DC universe that they're trying to create. Like that was the whole thing, which I'm excited. The Blue Beetle trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, Blue Beetle looks fantastic.
This movie,
I love the soundtrack. He makes the giant like Final Fantasy sword. I mean,
I'm into it.
How could you not
Dude,
get hype about that? Right?
Anytime you see Cloud's Buster Sword, that's all you need.
And
out of
plus, I love the actor that's playing him from Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah,
like so the casting's great. Batman's a fascist apparently. And
how do you feel about that? Batman
I mean,
being called fascist?
it's pretty hilarious joke,
Pretty hilarious.
but it does
Hits home a little bit.
It hurts a little bit.
Now, like the movie itself had a lot of good moments, but you and I both agree that the CGI was a bit desirable.
Okay, so, desirable. It straight up is like the regular CGI of the movie is not that great, and then somehow they made a artistic choice to make Flash's. Again, sorry if anyone's tuning in, hasn't seen it. This is going to be a spoiler discussion. We are going to be throwing around, talking about stuff. So if you do not want to hear about the Flash movie because you plan on seeing it, spoiler alert. There we go. I think we did that.
Spoiler alert. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Mad people like, well, how dare you? But yeah, like they made an artistic choice to make when Flash is in his like time bubble.
So
it's awful. It's like a PS3, PS2 game. And again, they're going to tell you it's like on purpose. And you're like,
no.
It's so bad.
That seemed like a last, like, hey, we need to have this happen. How fast can we get it out? Like, that's what it feels like.
So just don't CGI overlay the people. Because
That
was like, it's like a horror fan's like worst thing when they're always like, oh, we got this awesome practical effect.
So just to give you perspective on what it looked like.
Asshole comes in and is like, we're going to put CGI over it. Doesn't that look great, everyone?
So the premise of the movie is that Flash is able to travel back in time, which is, if anybody's familiar with the Flash, this is definitely Flashpoint Paradox feels. He travels back in time, but the way they did it, it was just like he's running so fast he's not moving, and he looks like he's running on a treadmill of sand. And it creates this bubble.
Why couldn't they just give us the actual fucking treadmill?
Why not? I agree. And it could have just been like, you could have just shown me him running through images, and instead he's like in this Coliseum like setup, where each tier of the Coliseum is a different moment in time that just keeps repeating in a circle, and it looks ridiculous.
It looks hard.
It looks
There's-
ridiculous.
You don't sit back and go, "Wow, this is cool." You go,
No, you're like, okay.
You're like,
the
hold
first
on.
time you see it, you're like, oh, okay, like that's a choice.
You're like, all
That's
right,
a
maybe
choice.
this scene, maybe they just didn't finish the scene. But
No.
then it's throughout the whole movie,
whole
and you're
movie.
like,
The whole movie.
like they flat out went out of their way to either they didn't have the budget to make it look good, or this was one of the most brain dead artistic choices, probably in the entire DC cinematic universe.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's
Out of all, I mean, you and I have seen all the DC movies at this point, and there's nothing in all the other movies that stands out to me that is like, oh wow, that was bad CGI.
Yeah.
Like this just like sits there in the foreground of my mind, and I'm just like,
but why?
yeah.
I don't.
I will say this too, story wise, it basically follows Flashpoint essentially, but it tries to like tie in ish. It follows Flashpoint in the sense that like he goes back in time. There's no Superman. There's no Batman isn't the Batman that he knows.
Yeah, which I mean, can we?
You
talk
and
about,
I both know.
Can we talk about how much of a missed opportunity to have the actor that plays Negan, because he is
Jeffrey Dean
Thomas
Morgan.
Wayne
Yes, Jeffrey Dean
in the
Morgan.
Snyderverse, to not play Thomas Wayne
Wayne.
Batman?
Yeah.
Like, again, this is my problem with Warner Brothers, and this is why I'm excited that James Gunn has come on. I'm so tired of like people at Warner Brothers having these easy layups that
Yeah.
people would
Yeah.
like right now. Michael Keaton, Batman Beyond movie, it's in layup. Please
Just do it.
You're talking like the Flash is one. Unfortunately, again, I did enjoy the Flash movie. I'm gonna shit
It's
on it because
good.
that's telling what I do.
It's good. It's
Like,
a good movie.
It's a
worth
good
going
fun
to see.
movie. It's bombing. Like, it was better than Black Adam, and it's
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
Black Adam's doing better than it in the box office. Yeah,
Is it? I feel
Flash
like it's-
had pull it up.
I'm gonna
but
check that.
It's bad. Like there is not going well. For a sequel, which I know the director is. Oh, this. I guess we're just going spoilers. One of my biggest pet
we're
peeves
in
with
spoiler territory
yeah.
already.
So good. Let's get into the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Batman stuff's phenomenal. I'm a huge Batfleck guy. It hurts the soul that this might be the last time you see him, especially because they went with a blue and gray costume, which like
Oh, it was so good.
it was so good.
That was probably one of the best moments when you're just like, I have literally like return like it just it's there. You got old man, quote unquote Bruce,
Yeah,
playing Dark Knight Batman. Like that's it.
it's so good. It's
Yeah.
ridiculously good.
So apparently, yes, the Flash is underperforming by $2 million.
oh, just a drop in the bucket.
Ow! I didn't realize that. I thought Black Adam wasn't good. I really didn't enjoy that.
I thought I didn't like hate the Black Adam movie. I love seeing oh my god, Dr. Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Fate was
Pierce
great.
Brosnan.
Like all the characters in the movie are very good.
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
issue that I could not really get past, like even The Rock is great as
No,
Black
he
Adam.
is. He's
My
great.
issue was the guy refused to acknowledge Shazam as a villain. I'm sorry,
Black
arch
Adam.
enemy.
Yeah.
Refused to do the cameos in the movies. But then the basic plot of this movie is literally the first fucking Shazam. You got the kid, you got everything. I'm like, oh, so you just want to do it yourself? Like, it was just that was one of the most jarring things where it's like, I get it, it's The Rock,
The Rock has a lot of creative control over his projects. A lot, and maybe more than he should.
yeah, you can't just circumvent. I don't want to fight my main. Like,
yeah.
there's the end scene in Shazam has the empty chair, which is fucking his, and they're like, nah, we're just not gonna do that. He's not gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight him.
According to Eddie in the chat over here, it's a 73% drop. Ooh, hate to see it.
You hate to see that.
Hate to see
You don't want to see that.
Hate to see it. That's a lot.
But and then have you heard the news about the deleted ending that now people are kind of going after James Gunn about?
I did.
Like he did it on purpose to kill the Snyderverse, which honestly, if they're not gonna do it, it has to die. Like, why are you gonna keep this parallel movie universe with what James Gunn is now about to, like, with all the stuff he just put out? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Unless you're just gonna have a full on everything's a DC Elseworlds, and nothing matters. Which sometimes you get a good movie. Like, I know a lot of people like the Joker. I personally didn't. And
I actually did not see the Joker.
We don't got enough time to get into that.
I did not see the Joker. But no, so the problem is there's so much good source material to really take inspiration from. And I love that they were like, oh, let's bring Michael Keaton in for Batman, because now you're in movie universe, you're in comic universe, like you're really like filling out a lot of that space. But then you just decide to make these creative decisions that don't really make any sense. Like, I understand like this whole Snyderverse was underperforming, and that was because a lot of creative decisions were made that just didn't make a lot of sense.
Zack Snyder hates Superman.
Well, that too.
I'm sorry, no. Zack Snyder hates Clark Kent.
That's true. That's true.
That's
a better key thing. That's a better assessment. That's a better assessment. But like, you know, you talk about that, like Man of Steel did very well, you know, and we could talk about Batman v Superman and how that was, again, good, but it didn't, you know, break any barriers. My issue is with a lot of these DC movies, the third act, all the movies fall apart.
Yeah.
Even The Flash. The Flash's third act is in shambles. You have this whole thing where like, oh, it's not we're going to keep going back in time and try to fix stuff. Oh man, I created this evil version of myself. Like,
yeah, and the Dark Flash thing was so bad. Because one, you saw it from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really do anything about it to be like, oh, like...
You know who did it better? The CW show.
Yeah.
The CW show did that much better.
I mean, that's a whole other...
But I'm saying, like, there's been content out there that did the story, that did everything justice. You know? You could say, I mean, in my opinion, I actually like Grant Gustin better as Flash and Barry than Ezra Miller.
Well, going back to, like, Zack Snyder and his weird choices, which kind of, like, derails a lot of the Snyderverse, especially in the box office, is, like, Ezra Miller's Flash, like, in my opinion, is not Barry Allen. He's Wally West.
I could see it.
Like, yeah. It almost, like, watching it, it felt as if Snyder like remembered watching the cartoon and like actually forgot that version is not Barry, it's Wally. And you're just like, why is he, I don't know, he's just like this, I don't want to say autistic, but
he's too quirky.
Yeah, he's like a quirky weirdo. Yeah, where it's like Barry's not that dude.
Barry's
Wally,
awkward.
you could get that.
Yeah,
like
Barry's definitely awkward, but he's not like Ezra Miller plays the character very with no confidence. Like, the character just doesn't have any confidence in anything that he's doing. Even the opening scene when he's rescuing all those people from the hospital. So there's a whole scene in the movie where like the hospital's falling apart. Batman's going after the people that blew up the hospital or whatever, and he's like, he calls Flash, and Flash is like, all right, I guess I'll come and help, but I need my breakfast, you know. And it's comical at certain points, but it's just like he doesn't have that portrayal of like, I'm going to save people. I'm going to save everybody. I'm going to do this.
Well, yeah, they kind of made him a joke. Like, he even acknowledges it. He has that, like, I'm the Justice League janitor.
Yeah,
or whatever comment.
Yeah.
Which was fun. Like, again, the movie's a lot of fun. It's a good, fun movie. But I think my biggest thing, and this kind of gets back into what I just brought up a little bit before about, like, the other ending that they originally filmed that obviously got axed. This movie, if you're a Henry Cavill Superman fan, this movie literally backhands the shit out of him to the point of like, they would rather on show you fucking spoiler, they would rather on show you Nicolas Cage's
Superman,
fucking CGI Superman fighting the spider that ended up in Wild Wild West instead of fucking Henry Cavill, which I thought was insane. Like, they showed that. You got a different Supergirl.
Yeah.
They showed the original actor. They showed every Superman but him.
They even showed the original Supergirl from the original Christopher Reeves film. Like,
in horrible CGI, but they did it.
They did it.
All of them.
That was a choice.
Terrible CGI.
And my question is, why was it only Superman?
I don't know.
Why didn't you show other? You showed the one other Flash. That was it.
Yeah.
Just the Golden Age Flash. That's all you get.
You couldn't even bring, like, Grant Gustin wouldn't do it. Like, come on.
Come on. Don't even tell me Grant Gustin would be like, yo, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, it's the only Flash like, it was so weird. That's where, like, this movie kind of, you could tell after Ezra Miller, like, decided to just, like, I don't know, go apeshit.
It's Ezra Miller.
Ezra, yeah, whatever.
AJ translation, people.
Yes, yes.
AJ translation.
You know, when he just started to go to like Hawaii and all these other islands and just beat the shit out of people, you know, they definitely tried to like steer this as like it's called the Flash, but he's kind of like
he plays almost like a support character.
Yeah, he's a support character in his own movie.
In the first act, he's literally just a support character that starts to develop maybe 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
When he's like trying to figure it out and he realizes he can run fast enough to go back in time, and he's like, "Oh, wow, I could actually be a predominant character."
Ben Affleck is so good in this movie.
He is very good in this movie.
Like
but I want to segue now.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
segue into Henry Cavill. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Before we get into that. So the deleted version, you know, like the staircase at the end, originally it was supposed to be the Supergirl, Michael Keaton's Batman, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and Wonder Woman that meet him.
Wow.
And they filmed that.
Yeah.
That was filmed
epic
and done.
Oh, that would have been so good.
So then, you know, so now the rumor is, you know, James Gunn wanted to axe the Snyderverse, so they reshot it, and as a kind of another like fuck you to everyone, you gave us the worst fucking Batman actor ever to come in as a cameo.
All right, guys, this is a major spoiler. It is George Clooney.
George Clooney returns,
shows up at the end, because the whole premise is that Ezra Miller wanted to, like, you know, he knew the Flash couldn't change everything without changing everything, so he did a minor thing where his dad looks up at the camera and is now released from prison, but apparently it was George Clooney that decided to come back as Batman. It fell short, and it was kind of awkward. You're like, okay, of everybody, like, that's what you're gonna do, like George Clooney?
Yeah, like it's like why George?
But I want to point out the fact too. You don't. They talk about like other portions of the other DC movies, and Henry Cavill has a cameo, which is just a CGI version of when he shows up in Justice League, and that's all you see of him, and of everything like that, dude. So we're gonna segue into another section of this.
Yes.
Because I love Henry Cavill. That man is a genuine article.
He is the sexiest nerd alive. Let's be honest.
He is.
You know,
he's absolutely.
I can get as many skin fades and slip back hair, and it'll just never be.
There will be nothing sexier than him building a PC in a tank top.
Exactly.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Can't have it.
The guy's a Warhammer. Yeah, he's.
But so not only was he slighted as Superman, he gave up his role on The Witcher.
Yes.
He had 2 great seasons of The Witcher, finished off the 3rd season, and he was like, well, I can't do Superman and I can't do The Witcher, so I'm going to choose Superman.
Well, that's not the entire, like, the other side to that, too, is...
Well, there's more to the Witcher portion of that, but that was the biggest thing. He was done with
The Witcher because the people writing the show, like...
Yeah, they bashed the books.
He kept butting heads with them constantly because they would try to change stuff from the books.
Again,
and if anyone watched The Witcher, any of the behind the scenes, basically Henry Cavill would be like, actually, we need to use the dialogue from page 32 of chapter, you know. The guy was like, the guy knows his shit when it comes to The Witcher.
He gave that role true justice.
Yeah, so he's trying to make the show as accurate as possible, and then you just have... I guess that's the thing, like, I just don't get it. Like, again, this goes back to, like, the Warner Brothers and, like, the DC layups. So
this is what I want to ask. Like, who's in charge over there that is just not a comic book fan or just not a fan of any of these IPs in general? Like, because that's what you're getting. Yeah. You're getting people that are just like, well, how do I write this in here? Like, let me throw this in here. There it goes. It's fine. Well, nobody's going to notice that.
That is why I do really, like, I'm a big fan of James Gunn. I love his work. Gunn. I love his comedy. But the one thing that I'm really excited about is we actually have a writer in charge of the show for the first time ever. It's not just some studio head that maybe read a fucking comic book once in his life and is just like, I think it should be like this. And you're like,
he's read one comic book. He's read one comic book.
Whereas, because that was how I always felt like Marvel had the leg up on DC was. Well, most of their movies until the Russo brothers really came in and like just took them to the next level. Most of their movies were fun, they were average, but they nailed the characters, and that's what everyone cared about. Whereas DC was like, you want to see Batman murder people, and people were like, fucking no, I don't want to see that. You know, do you want to see Superman brooding and like not like be cheerful Superman? Hey, we're just gonna kill off his best friend in 3 seconds.
Leslie says he would have settled for Val Kilmer's Batman. Bro, have you seen Val Kilmer lately? I would have loved to see him, but yeah.
Look, Leslie thinks Jaws 2 is better than Jaws.
Ooh.
Okay, we might Leslie, maybe next Sunday if you want to come in, we can have a Jaws segment.
Oh man.
Because
that's some fighting words.
I can never get over that. It's crazy.
Well, that's like people that enjoy Godzilla 2000, you know? You know, there are people out there that enjoy that movie.
I mean,
it's a choice. It's a choice.
It's unfortunate, but yes, it's true.
But yes, for those of you that don't know, Henry Cavill is set to release The Witcher season 3 coming July, I think, July. And that's going to be his last season, and he's being replaced with Liam Hemsworth, which...
Yeah, so the show's dead. Rest in peace.
I have a feeling that it's going to die out at that point. Not that I don't have anything against Liam Hemsworth. I think
studios are really underplaying how much of a fan base like Cavill just has.
So it's not even just Cavill; it's the IPs themselves.
Yeah,
they're
like
underplaying.
He attaches himself to the nerdiest shit.
Yeah.
And then people gravitate to him. So when he leaves, people will just be like, "Nah, he's got to be leaving because it's trash."
Yeah.
I mean, there's no chance I'm watching season 4. I won't even turn.
I'll watch it because I'm a huge Witcher fan. I'll watch it, but I will critique
Henry Cavill. You know,
it's gonna be hard, dude.
You might never get a tank top video now.
No, I know.
On the PC.
I'll watch him play Warhammer. That's fine. I'll sit there and watch him play Warhammer. But it's you know, when you have all this, you have all these beautiful stories that are trying to be told, and then you have people that are just making decisions that shouldn't be. They're making the decisions of like, hey, you know, this will make us money. This will make us money. I think they're underplaying their fan base. They're trying to cater to like a more general audience, and I get that. But at the same time, like you're not catering to that at all.
Yeah,
you're catering to what you think is going to make money, but it's not like, you know, 22-year-old college girls that are going to see, you know, Flash. It's guys like us.
I mean, Henry Cavill brings the girls to the yard too.
Yes, but is Henry Cavill in the Flash? No.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I mean, he is from the perspective of his back of his fucking head, which is also terrible CGI.
He is CGI shirtless. He is CGI shirtless in the movie. If you really want to go that route,
it's
bad.
And again, the Flash is I would probably say the Flash is actually like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. The CGI though, like if the CGI was actually normal, it might be a little bit more. But there's a couple things that I didn't like. Obviously, the backhanded stuff to Cavill's Superman doesn't play well with me.
Poor guy. He just gets slapped in the face.
Michael Keaton's phenomenal in this movie.
He is great. That's probably the best part of the movie.
All the audio cues, everything with Keaton, like that whole universe.
I will even take
fantastic.
all his cliche lines, like
you want to get nuts.
You want to get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Like
when he's just like,
every scene he's in, just put a giant smile on my face.
It's perfect. It is perfect. The movie is worth just seeing him.
I love seeing Zod again. Zod coming back.
So I watched an interview. With him. He didn't even hate it. He just didn't understand why he was.
Yeah, he's like, I'm dead. You guys saw the movie, right?
When he was asked, he's like, I don't know if I can do it. He's like, I got to talk to Zack first.
Oh yeah.
So he called Zack Snyder and asked Zack Snyder, hey, can I do this? And he was like, no, I think you should. And he did. He was like very like, I did it. It was fine. Made some money, you know. Probably got a mediocre paycheck at all. But
he's a funny dude, man. He just
he's great.
Like he's one of those dudes that's like so deadpan you're not sure if he's serious or if he's sarcastic.
If he's fucking
where he's just like, like, I don't know, I thought it was a waste of time, but I did it. You're like, okay, word.
Marcello, nobody's talking about Godzilla 98.
Godzilla 98. I mean, there's a whole fan base for that now.
Yeah,
Godzilla 98 is popular. Or if you say Zilla, all these people from the trenches like rise up on Twitter and get really fucking pissed off that you insulted their Godzilla. Sometimes, you know, like this is the square table. It's a nerd show, but man, sometimes.
Greg, you're right.
Sometimes we suck.
A lot of people don't have any interest in seeing Liam Hemsworth as the Witcher.
No,
I don't know. I want to give him a chance. Again, Henry Cavill just brought that character to life. Especially like if you played the games, like he really embodies Geralt. Like, he really brings that character.
While we have this picture on screen before we get into Spider-Man, can we talk about, like, why the fuck did they keep CGIing his suit? Like, his suit looks so much better
I know.
in this still.
Yeah.
If you just showed the suit instead of, like,
Did we not learn
CGI
anything?
overlays are terrible.
Let's talk about the worst CGI suit of all time.
Fucking Green Lantern.
Yes. Did we not learn anything? Even Ryan Reynolds shits on that. He shits on his own movie, and he shits on that movie
It's
constantly.
like, his suit's good.
I know.
The suit's good. Even the shitty Batman suit painted up and cut it up
It looks
is
good.
good.
Yeah.
But they just...
Yeah.
And then, don't get me... Supergirl, guys.
Supergirl did great.
Yeah,
She was a
Supergirl.
great character. And she was very pretty.
She's she's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman.
And goddamn that costume. And it sucks because again, that ending was going to basically like she's still alive.
Yeah.
But
see this kind of bothered me in a sense because in the original Flashpoint, it is Superman that is trapped in a Russian prison or whatever.
yeah, but they just fucking hate him.
But they were like, nah, Henry Cavill, nah, we'll throw Supergirl in here. It's all right. Throw her in there. It's fine.
Look, I like Supergirl. I'm
I have
not a
nothing
Supergirl
against
hater.
Supergirl. I have nothing against Supergirl.
I thought
But
it
I
was a
feel
fun
like
twist.
this is again, perfect layup. Perfect layup.
You could have did any. You could have just did Flashpoint as the perfect layup. You could have had Jason Momoa fighting Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. You know, like you could have did. You could have did all of it.
That would have been sick.
You could have just did
That
the
would've been
fucking
sick.
movie.
For those of you that don't know, the original Flashpoint, when Barry goes back in time, Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war with each other because they had a love affair. And Bruce Wayne is dead, and Thomas Wayne is Batman. But he's not just a Batman. He's a Batman that runs around with
Punisher
1911 Colts and just
he's
murders criminals.
Oh, and then the wife is the Joker.
yeah, that's right.
Martha Wayne.
Martha Wayne is the actual
It's
Joker.
just fantastic stuff. It's great. And then by the way, Reverse Flash. Let's just not even introduce
talk
that
about that.
character. Don't
Not
even
even talk
give
about
us
that.
like a yellow bolt
Dude,
to even hint at
I
it.
honestly thought his Barry clone or his other version
Yeah,
of
it was
himself, he
fun.
was in yellow the whole time.
Yeah,
he had yellow accents the
again,
whole time.
Layups. We're just gonna
Nothing.
throw it.
I know nothing about basketball, but I know what that means.
Fucking DC just WB. They just keep fucking goaltending. They don't like layups. They hate them.
They hate them.
They want to release. They want to release the movie you don't want to see
Exactly.
at all times.
Exactly. Oh, so bad.
All right, but let's after we just shit on that movie again. I still think it's a fun movie.
You should go see it.
I'll
Honestly,
probably
you
watch
should
it
go see
again. Maybe help it out in the movie theaters. Although, like,
I'm not
there's
going back to the
no.
movie theaters for
No,
that.
I'm never saying one. Since we are both dads,
Yeah.
going to the fucking movies is expensive as hell. It's
Oh, yeah.
absurd. So like digital all the way. I spend $20 to rent a movie. I can sit in my own home with central air. My kid, if she decides to, like, I don't know, want to do anything else, she just can.
Yeah.
And there's no
And
meltdown.
you can still enjoy the
yeah.
movie. You can
like,
still
you're
enjoy
just
the movie.
all right, cool.
You have to.
You know, you can order Grubhub and you're good. You're good. And yeah, it's like
So
it's just three of us. It's me and my wife. And then you go to the movies, you get soda and popcorn, and then God forbid you get something to get afterwards. It's like $100 affair. You're like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, why are people not going to the movies anymore? Oh, I don't know.
dude, that IMAX ticket is $27.
Even for a kid, it's like $21.
Yeah.
And then the convenience fee you're using online.
Yeah, because I got to use Fandango. Eat me.
Joke.
But let's talk about a far superior movie.
Yes.
Let's discuss Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Just wow. Like, that movie definitely hits every note. The only thing that I agree with you on, because you and I discussed this, the only thing it suffers from is middle syndrome, basically. It basically, the ending of that movie just cuts off and it leads into the next film, which is fine, but it just feels like you just want more. You just want more. And everything about the movie is fantastic. Oscar Isaac playing Spider-Man 2099, amazing. All the actors that they got to play all the characters were fantastic. All the Lego Spider-Man cameo scene, which if you didn't know was actually animated by a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the only... I really don't have any... This movie is a visual orgasm for your eyes. It's just
a good way to describe it.
It's just the visual
That's a great way to
feast.
describe
Like,
it.
every scene, half the characters are all animated differently. The music is just...
Scarlet Spider Let's talk
everything.
about Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
Because so Scarlet Spider shows up in the movie, but he's 2D. Like he looks like he's just ripped out of a comic book. Or Spider Punk. That's another one that was just like amazing.
All over the place.
All over the place.
T-Rex Spider. I don't even know if he actually has a name, but like let's go.
But every Spider-Man had their own design. It wasn't just like they were thrown in. And I noticed that because the movie opens up in Gwen's universe. Gwen's universe, everything is just kind of like broad stroked. Like,
which is cool because it's like her comics.
Right.
Like I have one of the comics for Abby, and when I was watching movies, like, holy shit, they literally just like,
yeah.
What's the latest
Everything's
comic
broad
she
stroked
has?
except for her.
Yeah.
And any people that are there, they're all in detail. But all the other ones, everything else is just kind of like background. And then you switch to Miles' universe where everything's more CGI.
Yeah,
everything's
we're in
more
the
detailed.
Pixar universe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Everything's phenomenal. There's this one thing I saw online that kind of blew me away because, like, you know, when they're doing the first Into the Spider-Verse, they don't obviously know if it's going to be a trilogy. Yeah. So, like, it has closure. But one of the coolest things that really ties this movie into that one that I thought was, like, to have that kind of vision. When Spider-Man saves Miles in the very beginning of that movie, and they have that, like, spider sense link.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Miles, the colors behind Miles is green and purple, which is Prowler, and then like it shifts to blue and red. So like that's how they talk about he's the anomaly. Like it literally changed him from the Prowler to Spider-Man, and then we basically get to go into that. Again, the only bad thing about the movie is it ends. Like if the movie was 5 hours long, I would have stayed and watched the whole damn thing.
And I don't know. Have they even talked about like when the next one is going to get released?
It's going to get delayed. This movie took 4 years to make.
Yeah.
And now they're saying the next one's coming out next year, which I'm pretty sure they haven't even like started yet.
From what I thought they did everything all at once.
Maybe. I hope so.
Now that I guess they're just finalizing the animation and stuff.
Maybe. Which that is like the new thing coming out right now. Apparently 100 employees quit because of like terrible conditions, which
I mean, there's still a writer strike going on. You know, there's a lot of turmoil.
It sucks that it happens, but man, sometimes the result of having an asshole boss that has a vision, it pays off because whatever this guy wanted to happen, and apparently the biggest issue with the dude was as a director, which is weird that you'd be a director of a animated movie, but you can't conceptualize like 3D. That was apparently the knock on him. So like. Basically, like they would. So
how do you not conceptualize 3D?
So what they would do was they would basically animate an entire scene, and then he would storyboard from the scene and have them edit it, which is like kind of fucking insane.
Yeah.
So like that sounds ridiculous. So I can totally understand people quitting, but at the same time, the product that they put out, you're just like.
Everyone deserves the accolades that the movie's receiving.
Yeah.
The movie is.
And hopefully those people that quit get to come back.
Yeah.
Or receive some kind of sweet ass payday because the movie's ridiculous.
It is. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculously good. It is. I'd definitely pay to go see it again.
Is it the best Spider-Man movie there is?
That's tough because.
Even as a middle movie.
So.
Is it one of the.
I'm going to say this.
Best Spider-Man movie?
I think I like Into the Spider-Verse better because it's more focused. This is broader because you're looking at multiple different Spider-Mans, more than there were in Into the Spider-Verse. And
which shout out to Nicolas Cage. He's in every superhero movie lately.
I know. He did not make a cameo in this movie though. He did not.
No, not as a voice actor, but his character.
Oh, his character's in it.
Yeah.
But he himself is not.
Yeah, he didn't have a line.
He didn't have any lines. But you know, in the movie, you do get to see all the other Spider characters that were in the first movie.
Kevin's telling me they did work on both at the same time.
Yeah. So okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense then. If they did both at the same time, why wouldn't you? Like, you would get all these actors in. Like, why not? But like I think I like the first movie better because it's more focused. Miles feels more like a complete character, and there's so many cool moments, especially when he puts on like the black and red suit for the first time, and he jumps off the building, takes the glass with him, and he's wearing the hoodie, and he's just free falling in that suit. Like that, it just like it hits a certain note that you don't get in this movie, but that doesn't knock the movie in any way.
Yeah.
I think Into the Spider-Verse was a better movie than Across the Spider-Verse.
As a huge soundtrack fan in general,
Oh yeah,
I will say the first soundtrack to the first movie absolutely destroys the movie.
Destroys.
Although the OST to this movie destroys the first.
That's true.
So it's weird. Like I love
the music in general.
The
for both
soundtrack to the
movies
first
phenomenal.
one, phenomenal. This one was kind of like the songs don't go as hard. Need that
No,
hard stuff. So the OST goes harder than the actual songs. You're like, this doesn't make sense.
I know. It's definitely worth every penny you pay. I would definitely, if you can, check it out. Yeah, Greg. We mentioned the Lego scene. How that 14-year-old kid animated that. Yeah, that was amazing.
Crazy.
But yeah, no, Spider-Verse. I can't wait to see the next one. I think it's gonna be great.
So, my theory, and again, I actually know nothing about Spider-Man 2099. This was kind of my first introduction. Like I know
very
of
little
him,
about him. Yeah,
but like I'm not by no means an expert. I'm pretty confident, like he murdered his original self in that other universe, and he's the bad guy.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know enough about the story to really know that.
Like I was getting those vibes where he's like, "Oh yeah, I showed up and like I took his place and the whole universe exploded." I'm like, it sounds like you walked in there and murdered that man and stole his family.
They talk about how he's like
a vampire.
A vampire? Yeah. I'm like, yo, is Morbius happening right now? Is it Morbin time? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I just love when he just said it's Morbin time, just started morbing all over the place. Speaking of that, even though it's not even actually related, I would love to talk about Transformers, but I still didn't.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, which shocks me because you are
I know I'm a huge Transformer.
I would say you're a bigger Transformer nerd than
most. Yeah.
Like even like I'm just talking about like in terms of like
thanks,
your
man.
Top tier.
I appreciate that.
No, but I'm saying for you. I'm saying like in your top thing. Like I feel like Transformers is like in that top three.
We can talk about this small piece because so I've seen most of the Transformers movies, and there are some that
most are terrible,
and most are terrible. The first two are good.
I will disagree.
So the first The first one's great.
The first one's fine. It's fine.
Dude, you tell me you don't get chills when Optimus Prime just rolls up, transforms, and just
the
goes,
first
I
one.
am Optimus Prime.
The first one has its charm. The second one,
has one of the best moments of the entire franchise. Don't even deny that.
It does. I'll take you all on in the forest. Is fantastic.
Yes, absolutely.
But then it has what's the Transformer that's just got its balls shaking around like
what's his name?
And then it's got like the two like super like stereotypical.
They were the worst. They killed that movie.
Yeah, like
they killed that movie.
You had those characters.
Skids and Mudflap or something. I mean. Yeah, no.
I have not seen Bumblebee.
I did see.
Which is like a soft reboot kind of.
Kind of, yes. Bumblebee is the best Transformers movie.
Yeah, so
it is the best Transformers movie. This movie excites me because I'm a huge Beast Wars fan.
Oh, so Wander says the new Transformer movie is good. It's his second favorite after Bumblebee. So I grew up on Beast Wars too. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited about it.
No, we'll get to it this week. Hopefully, that's my goal. That's my goal.
So you wouldn't put Spider-Man. What's your favorite? What's the number one Spider-Man movie? What do you got?
It's a toss-up.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
There's no toss-up.
It's definitely Into the Spider-Verse is up there.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't.
I will tell you this. I know you like Andrew Garfield. I know you like Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh no, I will say. Oh man, the tequila hit a little weird right here. I will say, Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man. He's just in the worst movies. His movies are bad.
He's a very good. He fits the teenage Spider-Man role well.
He's just perfect as Spider-Man.
He's perfect as Peter Parker. I will say
he's perfect as Spider-Man too.
I mean,
that's I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but Tom Holland, there's no dual role with Tom Holland. He plays Spider-Man. Yeah. Like there is no.
But is that done on purpose as a story?
I mean, probably storytelling element. I mean, Marvel's pretty fucking lazy, so probably. When it comes to,
I'm saying it's like a
come on, Phase
story tool, and you're like, nah, they're just lazy.
Phase 4 has been fucking bad.
So far, So you know what I realized? Secret Invasion came out this week, and
Oh,
I
that's
haven't,
right.
I haven't even watched it.
I watched it last night with Kelly. It's actually really good.
Is it okay?
I
All right, I'll
was
check it out.
I was pleasantly surprised. It's like, is it a chance Marvel has something good? Because nothing's been good.
You know, what's that? You like Quantum Mania?
I haven't
No?
even watched it yet.
You haven't even watched Quantum Mania?
No,
It's not great.
I don't really see. I never liked the Ant-Man movies.
Oh, I love the Ant-Man movies.
Like they're okay.
Dude, Paul
but-
Rudd
Paul Rudd is Ant-Man.
Gets me every time.
But the movie.
gets me every time. Gets me every time.
I'm not gonna go into a rant because we were already running over some serious time here. We thought this would be a half-hour segment, LOL. But the good thing about this show is it's going to evolve and grow, and we'll get there.
All right, why don't
we're gonna skip it?
Why don't we segue into this?
Okay. All right. You do the segue. You got it.
All right.
We'll bring in our. We have a guest here who's been patiently waiting to come in. I think he can hear us.
So
maybe I think he's sleeping.
In regards,
he's sleeping now.
In regards to adaptations in general. So like we just talked about The Witcher, right? You know, it's there's been a lot of like, hey, we're gonna make a franchise into live action or, you know, into a movie. Well, you know, we talk about how Super Mario Brothers movie did fantastic, amazing. Sonic the Hedgehog, another amazing movie. And then you talk about how like I think
Sonic or Mario, which is better?
Probably
Pick.
Mario.
Yeah.
Probably Mario.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Mario's better. Mario's much better.
Mario's got all the sound cues that wins for me.
And then you talk about like my biggest gripe with adaptations is like you just can't get the anime live action adaptation to work.
And on that, let us bring in a special guest, Mr. Kevin Smith. Don't worry, it's not actually that one.
Yeah.
It's our good friend. Kev, what's going on, man?
How we doing,
Hey, boys, how's it going?
What's
it's
up?
going?
I'm good.
You
Love
enjoy
the,
all that
love the talk.
backstage?
Kev's
a trooper. I told Kev like come in around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and he decided to come in like right as we started.
No.
Yeah. You guys are great. So.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, like so my biggest
go ahead,
talking
go
point
ahead.
right now. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna make an adjustment.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh god. Oh.
All right. I had to make an adjustment. So my biggest talking point right now is the live action teaser for One Piece on Netflix just dropped. And Netflix has been helming this whole like live action anime thing with like Cowboy Bebop, which leaves much to be desired. I have more faith in this One Piece adaptation because Oda had almost complete creative control over it. He said it wasn't going to come out until he was happy with it. And you would think, like, I mean, the man's written thousands of chapters of manga. There's 1,000 episodes of the anime. So he supposedly had total control over this. But there's something about when you try to westernize, I guess westernize is a good term for it, the whole animation to live action. I don't know. Kevin, do you...
Let's talk about Death Note first. You know, did you did you guys see that one? Yeah.
Yes.
Now that was great.
That was a great
Dafoe
choice.
Was perfect. It's everything else that was not so perfect. But as far as Netflix's track record, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They're 0-2 right now.
They're 0-2. You know, if they're just gonna, it seems to be it's already done. So just release it. Let's see what you got. You know?
Exactly.
And if Oda's approving of it, like maybe we got something here. So
I hope so.
Are you a big One Piece fan? I mean, you're wearing the hat.
I am a big One Piece fan. I am a big One Piece fan.
So what are your thoughts on this screenshot right here?
I love the shot. Okay, this shot is straight out of the anime, straight out of the manga. Like it's literally like even the angle is like right there.
Okay.
I even think their casting is done very well. This kid looks like he could totally epitomize Luffy in every way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like they show like the teaser where he stretches his arm, says "Gum Gum Pistol" and goes out, and it's just awkward.
And that was where I was going to go with this. Is One Piece too visually goofy to adapt in a live action? Like this should have been animated, honestly. And it's like, what's the point? Because it's already done.
animated.
So
it's already perfect
it's already
as an
animated
anime. Like,
because
why
it's
do you need to go
already
further?
an adaptation as it is. It's already been adapted as an anime. So what are we getting with this here? Like, what is this going to do? And they're sticking pretty close to like the look. This isn't going to be like the '90s Super Mario movie where they just went crazy.
But that's a note I have. That's a note I have.
Oh,
that's another.
I love that movie. I enjoyed that movie more than the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
Wow,
just because it's batshit insane.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's definitely. If you say it that way.
Hold up. Even if it just gets your juices going in a weird way, there's no fucking way you can tell me that movie's better than the animated movie that just came out. I can say
I enjoyed it better.
Okay, all right, you're right.
There's a difference.
I'm not
objectively as a film, no. But as far as what I enjoyed more, I like the Bob Hoskins.
I mean, it's funny because like Bob Hoskins is British or was British, and John Leguizamo is Spanish.
Yeah.
Neither one of them is Italian, which is very funny to me. I laugh at that every time.
Yeah.
But that movie does have its charm, so to speak. But it definitely is not.
I think that's what catches me, and that's what's missing from One Piece here is where's the charm? I'm not seeing the charm.
I don't think you get enough.
I think that's what holds everything together.
I don't think you get enough out of the teaser to really make a judgment just yet. But aesthetically, it's beautiful. I love everything about it.
Sure, this is One Piece. I can see it. It's there. That's definitely One Piece.
Is there?
It is definitely. It had, from what you see in the teaser, especially, like, I love everybody's look, especially, like, they all look like their characters. I hear people on the internet obviously saying why Usopp's nose is not out to here. Not exactly a necessity, in my opinion. To me, I hate Usopp.
Are they going to get to Arlong? What's that going to look like?
So apparently they have all those characters casted. So Arlong is casted. They had
the clown dude?
Garp casted.
Garp, okay.
So
I read the manga up to a certain point. I didn't actually watch the show, so
the show
I'm a little lost in the show. Yeah.
The show is a labor of love. It really is.
Okay. Okay.
As far as animes do go, One Piece is probably one of the greatest ones ever put out, and there's a reason why it's gone over 1,000 episodes. It just feels like it's. There's something special about it, like, for all the Dragon Ball Z fans, like Luffy is like the main character, like he plays the Goku of the series, and he's very much similar to Goku, where he just gets into fights because he wants to fight, and that's like how it goes. But the difference is Luffy gets his ass kicked all the time, and he relies on his crew. He relies on the characters around him, which is why I like all the actors that they chose, because it really fits all of those guys. Like, they fit every single aspect of that. So we'll see. And there's a lot, and everything in the teaser that they showed is straight out of the anime, out of the manga. Like Zoro being crucified, as when Luffy meets him. I am curious to see how quirky this kid plays Luffy, because Luffy is a ridiculous character as it is. Like,
is this going to translate well? Is it going to be like Dragon Ball Evolution was with their Goku, and we're just like, let's not do that again. Let's not repeat the sins
Evolution.
Of the past,
No one needs to remember that movie exists.
How dare you even bring that up?
No one needs to remember that movie exists.
This is why you brought me on, AJ, to talk about painful things in the past. So,
Dragon Ball Evolution just hurts, but.
It does, but it's funny to me. It's aged to a point where I can laugh at it now, and who knows where this One Piece show is going to land.
Find it anymore? Like, I haven't even seen it like advertised anywhere. Like, stream it here on Tubi or something. I think everybody's just like, ugh. That's like if you try to find it's like again live action Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh God, yeah, and we're getting that too next. Which
again it's a Netflix series.
Looks pretty good.
It looks good, and I feel like it has potential.
Nick Size has joined the chat.
Nick, what's
Nick,
up?
Can you hear us?
Nick.
Yo, can you guys see me?
Yeah,
yes,
we can see you.
We can see you. We can hear you.
Apparently, I don't know what happened. Nick apparently has joined like an hour ago, but he didn't he wasn't in the studio.
Oh,
I had to
okay.
send him a
I
new
was in the
link. He's like, "Do you see me?" I'm like,
was in-
"No."
No.
He was in that one prison with Zod. And
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Boy,
So-
yeah.
Phantom Zone. It's just a thing.
The Phantom
spinning
Zone, yeah.
through space.
I'm here now. I broke free.
How was your weekend, been, sir?
Good, busy. Girlfriend's birthday weekend, so we were down.
Oh, nice. Doing
kind
anything
of
special?
partying with
Anything
her.
great?
Yeah, we rented out like a kind of rec space with like hot tub and axe throwing
Ooh.
wall and rock
Okay.
climbing wall and all this stuff, and spent the night out there with a bunch of friends. So it was
And
a
I
lot of
wasn't
fun, and I
invited?
might have hung over. You were actually. You were.
was?
You're on the text chain.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh, am I? I'll have to check
But yeah,
again.
no,
You hate to see that.
it's okay.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
Awkward.
Now, look, I don't know if you guys went over this. I have a theory with adaptations. I don't know if I'm breaking
No, go
breaking
ahead.
the momentum here.
Go ahead.
No,
No, we
you're
were just
good.
talking about it.
I think the biggest failing for me, and maybe it's too much to do with anime as like a genre, is a lot of these adaptations try to emulate like the visual aesthetic of it, or and then like Kim, like you were saying earlier, the translation doesn't work well. And I think like why we see like, granted, there are a lot of bad book adaptations, right? But we see so many
course.
good ones like Godfather, Jurassic Park,
Mhm,
Lord of the Rings, stuff like that, because you are reading a book and you're not trying to replicate like a visual medium, so you don't get really. I mean, you do, but like you're not going to get an awful cringy like Ein scene like in the Cowboy Bebop thing with
Yeah.
like the stuff like that, or with
So,
Ed rather.
Hot take.
I know you enjoyed it.
You liked it.
I like
Oh.
Cowboy Bebop. The villain is he's awful.
Which is sad
But-
because in the anime,
And
he's
Vicious is so
Vicious
scary.
is so
in
scary.
in my
Okay.
defense,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because I really liked the main character. I thought he killed it.
John Cho. Yeah.
The action was fun. It was a fun
did his
show.
best,
The
yeah,
villain's
yeah.
terrible though. Like, but I have not watched the anime in its entirely, so I'm a fraud and I shouldn't even have an opinion. So I'll step back out.
No, but you are missing out on like a really good story with a really good theme, and the show completely lacks that. And I think a lot of these adaptations don't have the heart of the source material. You know, where if you gave like a low budget horror director Attack on Titan who couldn't do a lot of the visual effects, but he could nail that vibe of like horror and stuff, you'd have a good adaptation, but it's not trying to
But we got the
emulate
opposite
a
of
lot
that
like
yeah.
when that happens.
it's not not trying to be like a 1-1 to the anime. So like things can be said. Like I do enjoy when I like read something and I'm like, oh, that scene played out like word for word almost, especially when they're lifting really good dialogue and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get points for style for me. You know, like if it like a shot matches something, like okay, like in the Snyder thing when there was that one Batman shot with the lightning strike and everything. Like
Mhm.
we all get that visual reference, but I don't know if it deserved it. It didn't have the same vibe as like how iconic that shot was in the comic book. So like it was
It's
kind
so
of a
weird
misfire
like
for
Snyder
me.
does that shot, right? And then you have Doomsday and Superman fight, and then you don't do any of those iconic shots other than like
Yeah.
oh, they punched each
And
other
that-
and big
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel
Yeah.
there was no importance to that
It's soulless.
because you already
Yeah.
had it with Zod.
Yeah.
You had the exact same fight scene of like two incredible forces hitting each other and a mass explosion. So all of the imagery from the splash pages of that comic, he completely passed on. That's why I always say, like, I really do think Snyder just kind of deep down hates fucking Superman. Like,
Well,
he just doesn't. He doesn't really like the character. He wants to portray him as
Deconstruction, yeah.
this
Yeah,
godlike
he
character,
wants
and
to
that's it.
deconstruct the Jesus parable. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and you're right. If those IPs and those franchises don't have the heart that they need,
They
it
seem
does
to
fall short.
try to capture. Yeah, they're trying to capture the style of an anime rather than like the substance of the story, because like
Right.
there's so
Mhm.
much range in there, you know.
Especially
And I think so many times it's like, oh, this is just like you saw in the anime. It's like I don't want to see what I just saw in the anime. Like I want
and
a different.
That's exactly it.
I want the same feeling. I want the same like really cool like Cowboy Bebop kind of hopelessly beautiful
It's
kind
also-
of story.
It's also like
Yeah.
a cultural thing. Like anime is very. There's certain like things that take place in the actual anime that are like cultural like nuances and things like that that don't normally translate well when you try to Americanize it or Westernize it.
No.
You know, and it's like
Mhm.
people get awkward. Like the fact that he calls out his final moves are just like, oh, like it works in the show,
How
but
are you going to do
You know
that?
what?
How are you gonna
It's
do
so
that
funny.
here?
So I just brought it up.
I think.
Though. Can we talk about how awesome the actual new cast of Airbender looks?
That looks great.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Honestly, both of these shows are casted
Like-
phenomenally. Even Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah.
casted phenomenally. The casting is like on point,
They're just so
perfectly. It's
Yeah, I
just-
never had any
Now,
problem with the casting. It's just the spirit of
been
it
working-
not
Yeah.
being there.
They've been working on this Avatar show for years.
Yes,
Though.
yes.
Like,
but this is
before
also
COVID.
being helmed by the original creators. So
Didn't they
again,
drop out though?
I don't remember if
I
they
thought
actually
they had
dropped
like
out.
I thought they had a falling out with these guys because they said the show's going in a way we didn't really want it to go.
Oh God, if that's the
So,
case,
I'm
the
not
Netflix
sure.
show.
That doesn't
Yeah,
bode
that,
well.
Yeah,
that was like something from I want to say like almost 2 years ago.
that was a while.
Like when
that
it
was a
first
few
got
years ago.
announced, they were like, yeah, they like backed off of it, which.
Yeah, which I
So
don't know.
I'm
'cause
hoping
they're
they
like,
came back. Maybe they did, but yeah, that always gives you worry. But at the same time,
Yeah.
Legend of Korra sucked.
The bar-
so maybe
the bar
is low. Don't
maybe they
worry.
don't know what they're doing. Maybe they just had this one great idea and everything.
you know what's
else-
funny?
Yeah.
Legend of Korra starts off strong.
Yes,
It
the
does.
first season of
That
Legend
was
of
a
Korra is
great
great.
villain.
Yeah.
Amazing villain.
Amazing villain.
And then they
Great
just,
death too. Amazing villain death. Godfather 2 style.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
then
you
just
just-
it dropped off from
you
there. I'm
made
like,
her-
I don't care.
You made her the most powerful bender, but yet
She sucked.
she
She sucked.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, look, I can just do everything." Like
Yeah.
in the same, and you're like, "Holy shit!" This took Aang like
Fucking
8
the entire
episodes
season
to do it. She's just like,
about
"Yeah, I got
100
that."
103 years.
And then
to
she'd
do.
always just be like, I can't do it. I'm the
Yeah.
worst." You're like, maybe
Yeah.
you fucking all the worst. All right.
I
Korra?
mean, so
How much
go ahead, Nick.
how much hope do you guys have for a show like this being good? When you look at like the statistics of
I
like
don't.
how many have been right? Like I mean,
I love-
I go in low.
I love to give it a chance.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
knock it until I see it, basically, because the
Mhm.
decisions
Right,
that
and
were
I back
made are
that.
correct, but the execution, you're just not going to know until it comes. You know, it's
Yeah, it's just like I outside of like literally maybe Alita Battle Angel, everything's kind of been
Yeah.
dude. Battle Angel's great.
not good.
That movie
Yeah.
is
and it's
so
and it's
good.
good, yeah, and it's not egregious. And but I will admit, it's not something I watch really again unless maybe it's on or I'm
Yeah.
on an airplane or something like
exactly.
that. But
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, and I was like, oh god, I have to click to something else.
No, it's
But yeah, outside of that, it's like man, it's like we're sending all
Ghost in
these
the
ships
Shell
to find this
movie was
passage, and nobody's coming
Yeah.
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough where like you're like we said, Netflix is 0-2 right now.
Yeah.
The Death Note
Yeah.
adaptation, not great.
No.
Cowboy
I mean,
Bebop,
even the
Now-
Japanese.
not great either.
I was going to say,
Productions
can we
have
say
been
even
bad.
in Japanese adaptations, they've made 2 Death Note movies,
Yes, they did.
and 2 Attack on Titan movies, which were kind
They
of
did
duds.
Full Metal
in some ways,
Alchemist,
you know?
So
Dud.
I like the
did
Full Metal
that, yeah.
Alchemist movies. The Full Metal
I haven't
Alchemist
seen
I heard
movies
it
are
was
good.
okay, but
It's okay?
I heard that
Okay.
it's not going to be the launching property they wanted it to be. It was just another kind of we made our money
Yeah.
even
No, and that's
out
fine.
kind of thing.
So they made Kenshin movies too, live action Kenshin movies, which
Yeah.
are also very good. And they're again, those movies aren't trying to do anything more other than bring the characters to a live action setting, which is fine.
Mhm.
Like go and do that, but do it right, and they do. They do it right. But that's all it is.
Yeah.
They're not telling any new stories. They're not trying to break any barriers. They're just giving you what
Does that
you're asking for, basically.
is that just to play devil's advocate? Is that justification enough to make something? Just to be, we're not bringing anything new to the table. It's just a different medium,
Well,
or is it better?
I think
to,
I
like,
think
do,
The
like-
Last of Us kind of
So
says yes.
this is where we get into it. So this is where I think there's hope for everything, because video game adaptation movies have always fallen short. Always. You talk
Yes.
about the Super Mario Brothers movie,
Mortal
as much as
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The original Mortal Kombat movie is great to watch, but then you watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and you're just like,
Well,
no.
then even
we don't
the
talk
one
about
after
it.
that, the
I
remake
mean-
we just had is just so bland.
Yeah. It's
This
so
is probably
bland.
controversial, but the new Mario thing is like did nothing for me besides I saw the things. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was.
Same.
You know,
It was
like,
a
That's why I
total-
like the old one
it was
better,
It was
because
a
it's
total
crazy.
like
fan
Mario,
service
yeah.
film. That's
Yeah,
exactly what that was.
the older one at least engages your brain a little bit because you're like, what the fuck?
Listen,
you know?
my
Why?
daughter, every day we have watched the Super Mario Brothers movie this weekend probably 9 times because she's been watching it on repeat, and it's great. And I keep noticing new things more and more. I watch it.
So
Again, casting for a movie, perfect.
It's
but
totally
is
fine.
there a justification to do something and just do it justice, or do you want to expand upon it? Or maybe like in the concept of like in some book adaptations, they will take like alternate cuts or whatever. I don't know. I like it when like you can give me a story. Yeah, it's tough to say like No Country. Forrest Gump had a lot of changes, you know, from its adaptation, but it was adapted to be a movie and was made better almost because of that. I know it's a debate, you know. It's like it's
true.
Yeah.
There are certain moments
like
where
Jurassic Park. Yeah, Jurassic
that
Park
book
has a lot of
kicks
changes
ass
from the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book's great, but it's different,
Yeah.
you know, too, at the same time. And I like it when you can. I mean, I guess the spirit of it is the same, but they are kind of two different versions of the same story, and I kind of like that. If an anime is going to be a 1-for-1 copy, like here it is, the live action, I'm going to be like, okay, but you're wasting my money. Maybe have an anime producer or somebody who's got a really good concept for a story, and instead of doing that, bring it to live action. So it could be almost the spirit of that story, but something new, or taking something like Cowboy Bebop and
so the difference here is the difference here is the source materials. So the source material for Cowboy Bebop is a manga, is an anime. You know, the source material for One Piece, especially, is an anime that's been going on for over 20 years. You know, it's already animated. It's already visual. The Jurassic Park, you know, Super Mario Brothers, Sonic, all these source materials aren't necessarily storytelling visuals. They're interactive. You know, you know, when you're reading a book, you're bringing that image to life in your own mind, and like when you see it visually, it's that person's visual interpretation of that material. You know, like Sonic, I think was great.
You know,
Blade Runner. So I recently read
Blade Runner. Branched up. Yeah, totally different.
I recently
but
read.
Both are great.
Just don't talk about Dune. All right? That's an entire episode.
I know.
That's a 4-hour episode by itself.
I signed the disclaimer already. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, wait. That's a whole episode. When the second movie's coming out, we're having an entire episode
just
dedicated to that.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
Can't wait.
There's one segment, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking Dune. Even though those two guys basically ruined the entire second movie for me.
Dude,
I'm excited to see that.
Dude, how can you ruin that movie? The whole series takes place over thousands of years.
Because these two nerds over there were like, hey, so what do you think about this, and this? And I'm like,
AJ,
none of that was in the movie, bro. What are you talking about?
No. Here's the thing. I could spoil all 6 books for you, and you just think I'm batshit insane and never believe me because no one would ever believe that actually happened over all these books. So don't worry about it.
I have not read any of the Dune books. I probably will never make it in my lifetime.
It's okay. You don't have to. Watch the Lynch version. Speaking of adaptations.
Speaking of adaptations.
I do think Denny's is really good though. The new one.
Denny's is
really
cool.
Excited for.
Oh wait, we can't talk about this. AJ doesn't want us to. Let's move on to. Do adaptations work the other way though?
From
film
to animated
Look at Ghostbusters becoming a cartoon. Look at Rambo becoming a cartoon. But the Alien and Predator films turned into comic books. It just stretched out and expanded the lore way more than the films.
Ghostbusters.
I did think about this when I was sitting down. Yeah. Godzilla '98.
Yeah.
Was pretty good.
Godzilla animated
series
blows away the movie.
Like, when has the adaptation gone the other way and made it better?
I think that happens more often than not. Because you have when you have a longer time to tell a story, the better it is. There's a reason One Piece is 1,000 episodes, and there's a reason it's so good because you have the time to develop those characters, to develop, you know, the stories that you want to develop. And I think that's why this Avatar live action might work because AJ knows that the worst movie I think ever created is The Last Airbender. M. Night Shyamalan, I will never watch another film from him because it is considered the worst movie ever made. Because he tried to cram an entire season of Avatar
one film.
into an
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Yeah, it just felt
Into an hour and a half.
lifeless,
Not even a 2.5 hour
too.
movie.
They don't even say the character's fucking name right.
It's not even just that.
It'd be
Everybody
like
that
if
acted that movie.
it'd be like if I was on set saying shit the wrong way,
Yeah.
and someone just let that shit fly for
Yep.
an entire movie.
Yep. An AJ,
Like, they're like-
an AJ translation.
They're
for
like, yo,
everything.
AJ has no idea what he's saying. We're just gonna keep running with it. Yeah, just
that's
keep running
fine.
with
It's
it.
fine.
All right.
Just
Yeah.
let him go with it.
Do it.
Let
It's
him go
fine.
with it.
Print.
But
We'll
that's what
fix
I'm
it in
saying. Like,
post.
when you're saying like, does it work in the opposite direction? I think it does. More often than not, I think it does
A
because
lot
you
of
have
times,
a
I think
longer
so.
time to tell the story. You know.
Mhm. But I think animation and things like that give you more options. Like,
You have a lot more
you're
freedom.
not stuck. Yeah, you're not stuck with realistic so much. Like, you
Right.
literally can do anything with animation.
Right.
And just comics and whatever else too. So it's kind of a neat phenomenon when you have things that do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's.
We're gonna see that a lot more with this multiverse stuff becoming a trope, and then you'll have like all the Batmans fighting and all the. You can do that in an
Yeah.
animation medium. It's
Yeah,
a little bit harder
I don't know
to
what
get,
the. I see.
get those actors together.
Hey, babe.
Well, even Kong's got that new Netflix show.
Yeah,
that
so
nobody
that's
asked
gonna
for,
be a
but
segment
it's-
next
it's
week.
there.
Apparently,
watched it.
this man watched it. I have not watched it.
I watched it.
I gotta
I'm
watch
definitely
it. I
watching
haven't seen it.
for next week's show
Okay.
for sure.
It'll definitely be a conversation.
Yes, because
But
I'm all I'm all
okay.
about that MonsterVerse. Speaking of these
I like
boys.
longer form factors like that. I'm willing to watch a show. Like, give me the show. Give me 10 episodes. Give me 8 episodes. Hell, give me 20 episodes. As long as you're telling me the story that you want to tell and it works, there's no reason it shouldn't. You know, there's
Yeah.
no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. And I like that Netflix is kind of like at least trying to helm that. Like, hey, we love these franchises. We know you need more time to tell the story. We'll give it to you. You know.
I'd
But
like to think that they have our best interests at heart, but a part of me is cynical and thinking it's more of the Disney thing, where it's like we can get these IPs, we can pump out a
It's a
movie
product.
in like
Yeah.
6 months,
But then, is it
and
making
sell
any
it
money?
to these nerds who love it because they're only adapting stuff that's like kind of already a popular IP, you know, for
Yeah.
the most part. They're not like taking some
I
like
wonder if
low fringe thing and investing money in it because it's got a big fan reception. It's already like in Hot Topic on like, you know, t-shirts and shit.
Yeah.
it might be
And now
more
they're
about
gonna do the live
merchandising
Well,
action.
so
than
that's
anything else.
definitely a
Yeah.
financial decision. Like, it definitely makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, hey, you know, like let's make a live action One
A
Piece. Let's make a
billion
live action
pop figures
Avatar.
with this.
Is that
Yeah,
what Disney's
It'll
doing
sell.
too? Are they
Yeah.
like doing all this live action shit so they don't lose their IP or something?
think it's
Or
that.
their
it might be.
Something
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Doing
But like,
Moana next.
because
or
those
something,
feel
which
kind of
just came out.
God damn.
yeah.
And
Like,
those
why?
feel like
Why are you
again,
giving
like
me a
one
live
to
action
one.
Moana?
Well,
Because
and that's my point with,
because
like,
The
some of
Rock
these
is
anime-
flopping right now, and he needed something else.
Is he in it? I didn't even.
He's
know.
in it.
yeah,
He
of course.
played Maui.
He's playing
Oh,
Maui.
he is?
He's playing
Yeah.
Maui. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
now we get to
that's
hear
fine,
his
I guess.
terrible
That's
fucking
fine.
singing in person now.
You don't want to hear "You're Welcome" over and over again? How many times did Abby watch it?
Look, I love the Moana movie. I think it's a phenomenal movie. But like this,
Great movie.
again, this could be its own damn segment. Disney's infatuation with trying to turn their animated stuff into live action, and this one is like, what's the justification?
Yeah.
That movie's not even 10
Well,
years
that's-
old.
No.
Like,
No.
That's what
I
I'm
can
This isn't
understand
like
when
an
you're like,
anime
all right, we're
stuff.
gonna do
Hold on.
Snow White because
Yeah.
it's from the fucking 30s.
40s. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's just like, what is the point of this? And then
They're
now
holding the
that's
state
my
of
thought.
Hawaii hostage or something. Maybe. I don't know.
and then like the new Little Mermaid.
Did you see it?
I have not seen it
I
yet.
saw it.
I haven't seen it
I've
yet.
heard it's
I
actually
saw
pretty
it.
good.
It's fine.
I
It's
do
fine.
wanna
I
see
liked
it. But
Yeah.
there's this trend that Disney keeps doing that I don't understand. Stop making the fucking animals look so realistic.
I
It
heard,
doesn't-
I heard flounders
Okay.
like creepy
It
looking.
doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Like, it's a fucking mermaid. No one cares if the fish looks like a cartoon. There's
It's an
mermaids on the
anthropomorphized
screen,
crab,
okay?
please.
A giant
Yeah.
fucking octopus lady. Like, no one cares
Yeah.
if the fish are
No.
fucking scientifically accurate. Like, who
It's
fucking
carried
cares?
that way. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
I don't
God.
get it. It's like,
Okay.
lean into your
It's
property
like
a
the
little
One
bit.
Piece
Yeah.
thing, though. It's like
Yeah.
make them look goofy, but then you're putting them in this real world.
Well, that was like
scenario,
so. That's a
and
perfect example. If you want to make
Yeah.
all the characters legit accurate, Usopp's nose should be like a foot long.
8 feet long.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like they crack jokes about that in the show of how like long
Yeah.
But
his
yeah,
nose is,
yeah.
and it's a
But I don't
comical
give a
like
shit about
thing that
any
happens.
of that.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause
care.
I don't want a one-for-one adaptation.
No, I don't
with
need a
my
one-for-one
thing. Like,
adaptation.
The more you try to
So it's like,
replicate
where does that
an
line
anime
go
tape,
for us? You know?
Yeah,
the less you're focusing on the right things for this adaptation. And like to your point, AJ, about like who wants to see a live action Moana or whatever, I kind of feel the same way with all these anime properties. Like if you're gonna take Akira and you're gonna adapt it live action,
yeah.
and you're gonna pump
Don't
and you're
try
gonna
that.
like
Yeah.
say,
Don't
make
do
it
that.
make it
Please
like
don't do
2
that.
parts and pump
No,
in
it's
more of
gotta
the
be
manga
6
shit.
parts.
But if you do that,
Oh,
no, listen.
God.
But if you take an adaptation and you're gonna give me something new, you're gonna bring in stuff maybe from the manga and you're gonna bring it into live action, so it's still different than the anime. I understand you've justified the reason for it. Like,
Yeah.
go for
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
and I got a
one to one
hot take
Avatar
on that movie
unless.
too.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I'm not crazy about a lot of the changes, but and I'm not crazy about a lot of the stuff in the manga. But I like the blend we got. It's something new. It's different
Yeah.
than the manga, and if
And
you did
then-
a live action, and you did a little bit elements of both, that's now new. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You're not just doing Ariel doing the song with the creepy fish. You know, like I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
exactly, yeah.
See that.
Yeah.
And then,
But it works,
not for
you know?
nothing, like, why is her hair not like bright red? They like tried to like subdue
I
it where
don't
it's like red tinges. It's like, look, I don't
Yeah,
care
it's
about
got
the
some
skin
reddish
color.
brown.
I don't.
How
No.
does she not just have bright red hair? Like that's the only distinguishing thing about her.
Listen,
I don't-
they've made a lot. If you look at everything that's been coming out, so look at a lot of like, perfect example of like, creative decisions. So, in the CW Flash series, Iris is obviously not a redhead,
Yeah.
but that doesn't take away from the character at all. The
No, as long
actress
as you
does.
capture the character.
She captured that character perfectly,
Mhm.
and she fits it. And their chemistry on screen is straight out of
Look,
the comic.
I'm just saying, like, you
Mhm.
need to have the awareness that there's crazy amount of people that the person that you cast are gonna have a reaction. So at the
Yeah.
very fucking least, make her hair red.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you already know you're
That's
gonna.
like her
get-
claim.
you're-
That's like her claim to fame
You-
too. Like
yeah.
every Ariel.
And I'm fine with
has
that
red
shit.
when
hair.
you
Like,
cast her, you knew the internet was gonna rise up and fucking just start the
the
shitstorm of
the trolls
nonsense.
come out
So,
from under
like,
their bridge.
Bad press is good press for them too, because people
Yeah.
talk about it, and that's its own.
No, I think
issue
people
in
do show up to
itself, but,
support
like,
it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
to say that
they do.
you know, you need that for every release.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, it is a
But-
way to get people talking about a movie that otherwise has no justification to exist because it's the same fucking story. you
Yeah.
know, as far as
But
I
that was
know.
like that was
I
like
haven't seen it, so
that was like the Lion King. Okay, tell me
Beauty
why the
and the
Lion
Beast,
King
like
needed a live action adaptation. Tell me why? Because it
That's what I
wasn't
feel.
I could
live
just watch
action.
Planet
You didn't.
Earth for
You didn't
2
have
hours,
real.
you know?
You didn't have
Like,
real
no, I don't need
lions.
that.
I mean, but that was the
Yeah.
thing. Like, that was one of those ones where they're just like, we're gonna make it look as real as possible,
Yeah.
and you're like, isn't the
cares?
movie? Isn't the movie that you're appealing, like the audience that you're still appealing to, is now like the kids that watched it are now grown up and want to take their kids.
Right.
So like, shouldn't you make them look cartoony still? Like again, like you didn't have to like go like a CGI route entirely like Mario, but
Yeah.
like you could have made
No.
realistic looking animals with the character traits from the
So
cartoons.
almost like a caricature.
Yes,
Like something exaggerated.
Because again, like I tried watching it because I've tried. I usually try to watch all of them, especially because of Abby. And the only one that I
Yeah.
could say that was actually like worth it because it was different was the Jungle Book.
Yeah, the Jungle Book was great.
Yeah, the Jungle Book like actually did its own thing. It didn't end where the kid's like, "Look, a girl with boobies. I'm leaving
and
you guys."
it's based
like,
it's based on other shit than Disney too. So if they're
Yeah.
pulling elements from like the story,
So that
and
was
everything,
like,
too, like
did you
ooh,
see?
cool.
Did you see Mowgli on Netflix? That is not your
No.
kid's Jungle Book.
wasn't Christian Bale in that one?
No.
Yes, he
Yes.
plays Bagheera. He plays
Well,
Bagheera.
that's based on Kipling's like
Actual book,
right?
yeah. And Mowgli is
so
very,
that's,
like,
that's a little
yo,
scarier.
Shit gets real dark.
Yeah,
real
no,
fast.
we did watch
Feral.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real fast.
I'm
I
real
think-
visceral
more
on that
into
one.
I think I watched that with Abby and was like, "This might have been a mistake."
Great movie though.
Is she processing any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abby's a trooper though. You take her. You've let her see a lot of stuff that.
Yeah,
She
we
probably
watched
can't
Batman
grasp.
Ninja Turtles and like Shredder just throws a ninja star like right through a foot soldier's head, and you're like,
I watched that.
well,
I watched that
she
with
can't
Val.
unsee that, so we're just gonna roll
No.
with it.
I watched that with Val, and all Val says is Donnie. Donnie.
No,
It doesn't matter that
Now,
the foot
like-
soldier's head is like bleeding out.
Abby
No.
turns to me, she's like, "Is he dead?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's dead."
He's dead. Yeah, sweetie.
He's just
He's been
Yeah,
he's been viscerally murdered.
He's done. He's done. There's no coming
done.
back from that.
There's no
Um,
coming
Now,
back.
did
But
something
at the
like
same time-
like this last
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Airbender get a pass and Mulan not? You know, if they're both telling the same thing but in live action.
Well,
You know, like
Did you say Mulan?
yeah, because aren't they
Well,
doing
that
live
one was
action
a
Mulan?
piece
they
of
did
shit.
They
do a live
did it
action
already.
Mulan.
It was
Yeah.
horrendous.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't
or
great.
Whatever. What's
There's
the
no
next
music.
one
It was
coming
awful.
out? That
They
they're
took
doing?
so that goes on to Nick's point. You did a live action adaptation of this animated film, but changed it. It's almost it's relatively the same story, but very different. She's more of a heroine in that story than she is in the original animated movie.
Which ruins her character.
There's also no music in the whole movie.
Like, look,
There's
I
no fun,
like.
no fun allowed.
No
in
fun.
this one.
There's
Yeah.
no fun in the movie
You
whatsoever.
didn't like. That's the thing
No.
that's so weird. They're like, we can't do what's it, Mushu?
Yeah.
We can't do
No,
Mushu
no
because that's
Mushu.
ridiculous. But yet you're gonna have a fucking crow lady like turn into crows and
Yeah,
stuff. You're like,
yeah.
so
Flaming
what do you
crow
mean
woman.
the dragon from the movie is like too crazy?
Yeah.
But my biggest issue with that movie was the character Mulan. Like they just completely neutered her.
she's
like,
yeah.
In
she's
the
very,
cartoon, she's an actual like she trains and becomes good
Yeah.
through will and wanting to save her father. In this movie, she's just I got special kung fu fucking powers and my dad don't want to tell nobody. And you're like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is that? Like she doesn't
Oh, yeah.
go through hardship. She goes to camp and fucks everyone up.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
Like, she just shows up like,
Basically.
oh, you don't know I got this magical kung fu power? You're gonna learn.
She's turning.
Yeah,
she's
people have
turning-
the same problem.
She's turning into
with
Ip Man
Ray.
over there.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like
It
one
was
fucking
pretty
One
bad.
Punch Man. Is
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's again, that's where it doesn't work. Like where like you try to do something new, you try to do something different, and then it falls short. You know. But-
There's something to be said about that because like there's been examples where things just take a completely different turn than the source material and work. Like look at all the Universal monster movies
Mhm.
and compare that to like the books. Your Dracula,
Oh, yeah, so
Frankenstein,
different,
Invisible Man, Phantom of the Hunchback, like
Mhm.
Frankenstein is not like the novel, but yet it's revered as a classic because
Yeah.
of the risks it took in storytelling. So
Yep.
it's like
It's
you
also
can actually
I would rather.
those original movies also broke down a lot of cinema norms. You know, it was a lot of
like they were pioneering film back
Yeah,
then still.
exactly.
So absolutely. But like they're still looked at as like you can absolutely take a source, you know, something here and just take a little bit of it and just call it an adaptation, but just run with your own ideas. But as long as it's good, subjectively or
I would rather
objectively
I'd rather you
good,
fail
then-
trying to make something new than
Yeah.
fail to trying to do a one-to-one
do
adaptation.
the old
you
thing
know?
again, you know?
which is
Yeah,
how I feel
absolutely.
Cowboy Bebop tried to do something different, especially
And
from
that's
the
where I
source
give it
material.
credit.
And I do give it
Tried
credit
it.
for doing that. I do give it credit for doing
Again,
that.
90s
But-
Mario movie. I give you credit for whatever the hell that was. I was
Yeah.
entertained, but I completely understand why no one
Wait,
else
so you're
wanted-
Mario? Yeah, and he's Luigi Mario? Yeah.
Luigi Mario. Yeah.
I love how
Why
that's
is Bowser
that's
a
the explanation
germaphobe?
why
I
they're
don't
called
know.
the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that's why.
Mhm.
And I'm fine with it. Whatever.
it's just.
You did
I-
something crazy.
Can we talk about the Goombas in that movie?
I love
So
those
good.
Forgot about
Goombas.
the
I want to
Goombas.
contemplate
Like-
that. Nick, you and I go to Decon this year. Let's be Goombas.
Oh, that'd be
Let's
such
do
a
it.
great costume.
Like it doesn't even make sense. Like
Like,
how did you?
Let's just dance back and forth in an elevator together. Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
And how the mushroom
Yeah.
just like reflects damage.
Yeah, and then Yoshi's an
For some
actual
reason,
like
yeah.
raptor,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
flat
Becomes
out.
like a testicle
Yeah.
rising from the ceiling, and yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like we got the
Fucking
Bowser transformation, which is
Oh.
about as good as the CGI in
my
the Flash.
Come on, you gotta give it to them. It's 90s CGI.
Dude, like that's how
You know,
bad
here's
this
the thing.
Barry
Here's
in
the
the
thing, all
Bubble
this was
is that
memorable.
bad.
We remembered every one of these things, and there's a reason for that.
He's right. We are
No,
bringing it
yeah,
up.
You
like,
know?
look.
That movie is not forgettable in any
But tell
way.
me, how many times as a kid did you watch that movie and think it was like, yeah,
Not
I got
many.
Super Mario?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I
as
liked
a
it more as an
I
adult,
rented
for
it a
sure.
lot.
yeah, when
Oh, I
I
watched
watched
it
when I
when I was
watched
a
that
kid.
as a kid, I was like, I'm gonna go
Am
play
I
the video
dreaming?
game. What is this? Like,
Yeah.
But that goes to show you how far like video game movies have come. Because like, so
Oh yeah.
you ever watch? Yeah, I'm sure.
the original Mortal Kombat is still the best.
I love the original
Dude, the
Mortal Kombat.
Resident
movie.
Evil movies. Look at those.
The
You
first
know?
one is good. The
I
second
love
one
them. I
is
love
better.
every one of them.
Everyone
one of them.
after that,
I'm all for them. No, they get better. They get better.
I
on a plane?
don't know. We just got a jet
The
stream.
mic. Yeah.
Is it Nick? Nick, is it you?
Nigga, you all right?
Flush a toilet. Nick, you on an airplane?
Where did this
Lands in
airplane
like 3
input come
weeks,
from?
buddy. You're a little early. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, no,
Nope.
Nick's, all right.
Oh
All
my
right, well,
god.
since we lost Nick, I think I'm gonna.
Should I
Oh,
go?
there he is.
Nick's back.
Okay.
All right, well,
My bad.
let's. Avandro, I'll leave this to you. Tie it up, and I'm gonna bring in our next guest.
All right.
We're gonna talk
Yeah.
right after this. We're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat 1, the new fighting game coming out from NRS, with Mikemetroid, who play tested. Well, not play tested. Was invited to the beta that just got released. So
Okay.
actually had some gameplay impressions, and
I'm curious.
I need to know.
I'm
I need
curious.
to know.
But yeah.
You guys Mortal Kombat fans? You gotta be, right?
Yeah.
Oh damn, Nick didn't even say goodbye. He just left. He's like,
he's
fuck
out.
them. He's like, wait, he's kicking us out. You hate to see this.
But no, just to tie it up, I'm curious. I'm giving everything a chance. I want to see how good it can be. I am hoping upon hope it's something fun at least. You know, it's hopefully
we're
good.
gonna get more horror DLC characters.
Who knows?
Because that's the stuff I loved in the later ones, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, you kicking me off?
No. The other guys gotta actually get here first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's not
Yeah,
here
right.
yet. Okay, I'll chill. All right, you want to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie from the '90s? Since we're talking
I
about
love talking about that
adaptations for
movie.
a little bit till the guy shows up.
Did you know that he had a contract for 2 more movies after Annihilation?
Did he
The guy
really?
the guy that played Liu Kang, yeah, he was contracted to do 2 more movies, and Annihilation did so bad he was like, "Nah, I'll break my contract. I'm good."
You.
We
good.
took it back.
Will.
Okay. Must die.
It's like,
But that movie too, great casting.
yo,
The
who,
guy that played Shang Tsung,
Yeah.
amazing.
but yo, who decided
they
like
changed,
you're gonna kill
Raven.
Johnny Cage in the first 3 seconds of that movie?
Of Annihilation.
oh,
It wasn't even the same
that was
actor.
funny.
It
No,
wasn't
none
even
of
the
the
same
Yeah, I
half
actor.
wanted
of
to
them
come
got
back too if
replaced.
I read the script and you're like, wait, you're killing me? I'm the main fucking guy. What are you talking about?
But did they kill him right away, or did they recast and were like, well, he's out?
They recast him and
kill
killed him. That was it. They recast him and killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know why.
But come on, the best. I will say this. First of all, incredible soundtrack. We're gonna go back to the soundtrack
Oh, yeah,
of that
no,
movie.
Absolutely. Sure,
Best song of the whole movie is the reptile fight. Period.
Oh yeah.
Best fight. Best fight. At least it doesn't last 2 seconds like the Sub-Zero fight. Sub-Zero's gonna stand there.
And
And
that Goro or animatronic and suit is still
Oh,
kind of cool.
and-
you know?
and this-
like,
so
Those
that's
are
now-
$300 sunglasses, asshole.
that suit is incredible. So that was like that's a
It
really
is
good
cool.
use of like practical effects. And
Yeah,
I'm always a fan of practical
absolutely.
effects, especially when you use them like right, like Dark
Yeah.
Crystal. Go
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
sad. Like
Totally.
Netflix, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
Netflix,
Netflix
if
should have
you're
not
watching,
done Death
bring
Note
that back.
and Cowboy Bebop and just invested back in the
You should
Dark
have gone
Crystal.
back to Dark Crystal, which was so
Yeah.
well received. Everybody loved it.
I guess it just didn't get the views.
Everybody
the mo-
loved it.
I
I think all the
watched
people
it
that
twice,
love Dark
like
Crystal
with
loved
my
it,
with
yeah.
my daughter. She loved it. You know,
I watched it twice
yeah,
by
it's
myself.
like this is so good. Like why?
That-
It's such a shame that art form is just dying. Like
niche.
people don't
It's
want to
niche.
invest in
Because
like
it's
the
so
It'll be
expensive
around.
now.
It's just going to be a niche. And
Yeah.
It's kind of like physical media.
let's just
Yeah.
CGI
Niche now.
overlay everything. It looks great, right?
It looks
Yeah,
amazing.
CGI overlay everything. No, it definitely is one of the better, especially even the original. They're both Dark Crystals are just, that's how you use practical effects right there. Like that's how it's
Yeah.
done. And I honestly think the mix between CGI and practical effects goes to Jurassic Park.
Like again, here we go. We
Yeah.
got this fucking suit. It looks great.
Yeah,
Looks good.
and then you got his
And
trash.
then we're just gonna CGI overlay it so it looks garbage
Yeah,
for
terrible.
90% of the movie.
Terrible.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are we gonna do that?
I don't know.
But
Well,
it
and
looks
and
like
costs
Mike
money to do that. too.
Metroid
So it's like,
is in the chat. He's here.
bring him in. Shoot me out. Get me out here.
All
Get
right,
me out.
Kevin, thank you for coming.
Kevin. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
man.
having.
The
Thank you.
second and only Kevin Smith. Nick, if you could still somehow hear us, thank you so much
Nick,
for
we
tuning
love
in.
you.
We do.
All right.
I hope that
Been a
airplane
pleasure.
flight's doing all right or whatever happened.
I'll see you boys later.
Thanks,
Good
Kevin.
night.
All right, man.
Thank
Take it easy. All right, so now we're gonna talk about something near and dear to my heart. Mortal Kombat. Hold on, let's try to get Mike in here properly. Let's see.
Here it comes.
Oh, wow,
There
it
is.
actually worked out like almost perfect. Yeah, see, you love it when So, the one and only Mike Metroid, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Mike, what's going on, man? Can you hear us?
Whoa! Yes, hello.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me okay?
You allowed? Let me lower your ass. Here we
I'm
go.
loud.
No, you're
I'm
good, buddy.
sorry for being so
Nah,
loud.
you're good. You're good.
What's up, Mike? I miss
What's
you, buddy.
up, man? Yo, you're looking. Damn, you're looking
Looking
good,
dapper.
man. Look at you. Holy shit!
thank
Haven't
you.
seen you in a long time.
Thank you.
It's been a long time. The FGC. Ah, damn, it's been so long. So speaking
Hey,
of,
man. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm existing. I work. You know, surviving.
are you still? Because I had mentioned this earlier, and I wasn't sure if I was off base. Are you still part of Combat Network?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there you go. Combat Network. Mike Metroid,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, is here to join us today. I didn't want to say that, and then people be like, "Yo, he's not even a part of that
No,
shit
it's
no more."
okay. No,
Like,
it's a good thing to check. I mean, by all means, like.
yeah, we're just gonna check it live because it's Kaiju live, not Kaiju later. So I heard through the grapevine, aka us playing in Discord yesterday, that you were one of the lucky ones to get basically the beta of MK1.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yeah, I got I got invited. I don't interest in message me themselves. It's random. So, I was able to play the game by opportunity. I don't own a PS5 or Xbone, so I had to go over to my brother's house, Ray.
Shout outs to
You guys know
Ray.
What up, Ray?
And just by chance, it's like, well, fuck, okay, he's got a PS5. I was able to play the game. So, I probably sunk a good 5 or 6 hours into it on Friday between myself and Ray and my buddy Kurt. We all took turns in playing the game. It was a good time, Like you got to take it for a grain of salt because it's definitely like an old, unfinished build.
Oh, for sure.
But
So
like,
what were
your first impressions?
What were the main characters that you could even select?
Yeah, so you had 4 characters. You had Sub-Zero, Kenshi, Kitana, and Liu Kang, and then you have 3 assists, which is Sonya, Jax, and Kano. There was 2 stages. It was a tea house and Johnny Cage's mansion. Each of them had 2 variants. There's tons of open squares. There's a lot that's gonna be in this game. And honestly, like my first impressions, it kind of feels like they're always changing the wheel, right? With these games, every game has to be drastically different, and this game is no different, right? So we're gonna have a completely new meta to learn. These assists are interesting.
How did the assist specifically work in this?
So instead of having a stage button, right, that like MK has had because of Injustice for the last 2 games, there is no stage interactions. That button, which is default right bump or R1, is now your tag button or the cameo button. They call it a cameo with a K, of course. So
they can only be one way.
They can only be one way.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it works with all types of controllers. My fear was like in MK11 they had this system actually in the game, right? If you play MK11 Tower mode, you could select an assist, and it literally plays just like that. The assist has 4 different moves and then a neutral move. They also take over your forward throw. So each character's forward throw is actually an assist throw, and each character's back throw is a throw unique to them. So if you use your assist,
awesome.
That sounds cool.
So if you use your assist, you can't do a forward throw. It doesn't work because you won't have your assist ready. There's a whole group of concepts that like you have to kind of like I'm trying to pick up on and everything like that. But the beta, this stress test was a one-on-one online only or one-on-one versus the computer. There was no inviting friends. There's no training mode. Nothing.
Okay.
Like
Oh, there's no.
so
training
it's
mode.
just like
I also heard that there's no meter in this one either.
So there is a meter bar. Absolutely.
What's meter?
There is.
No, the classic Ed Boon.
Yeah.
What's meter?
What's meter? What is plus frames? What's a frame trap?
What's a frame trap?
Mike, for
What's a
our
yeah.
for maybe the people that don't know, what is a frame trap?
Yeah.
Mike?
So, before you even can talk about frames, you got to talk about frame. You know, in a frame trap, you got to talk about frames, right?
Yeah, this is Square Table, man. Get as nerdy as possible.
Dude, go for
Let's
it.
go.
We're here for it.
I didn't have a lesson ready. I'm actually the world's worst teacher, so I'm not going to be able to sit here and tell you. You know, a game runs at 60 frames per second, right? Every time 1 second passes, 60 frames, 60 pictures of the game happens, right? 60 of them, right? So if you punch, all right, that's going to take 10 pictures within that 1 second, right? That's like the highest level I could try to,
No, that makes
explain what
perfect
we mean
sense.
by frames.
Absolutely.
So a frame trap would be, say, I hit you with that punch, right? I hit you with that punch. You have to sit there and to go, ow. You go, ow, for like 45 pictures, we'll say. So the 45 frames that you're going, ow, you can't hit a button. You can't disrespect my follow-up. You have to block. Otherwise, you're going to go like this again. So it's like, you gotta block.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way I could like explain it in like 2 seconds. I'm not a lab nerd like this fucking Rapzilla over here who would sit there and lab for days.
Days,
I'm
hours.
to figure out
I'm
the
the kind
frames.
of guy that like I was just like, all right, let these guys get the melody going. I'll make a remix. You know, I'm not a lab nerd.
Speaking of this, does Tester Might still exist?
Yeah, so Tester
I'm
Might
so wrong?
does exist. I haven't been a mod on it for years. They removed me.
Man, I remember when I
It's
ran
actually
the
it's
reptile
actually-
group, the reptile section.
It's actually under
Speaking
new
of
ownership.
Reptile, isn't he back in this game?
Storms doesn't. I believe so, but he hasn't been confirmed.
Okay. I actually pulled up a list in reference to this where they talked about.
Hold on, did Mike finish explaining
No,
what
no,
a
go
frame
ahead,
trap
finish, Mike,
is?
go
Yeah,
ahead.
hold on. While you look that up.
Oh wait, the frame trap.
Yeah. So the guy's going ow, and you gotta respect that block.
Right?
You know?
You got to respect them. So a frame trap is like, oh, I put you in this state. Well, now I'm gonna do something to trap. You know, like you better block, otherwise I'm just gonna keep holding you in these frames.
Mhm.
You're gonna just be going, ow, oh, ow. You know, that's like the best. You know,
Or the
best way I could think about explaining it.
the
You know,
sweet
it's
kick
just like,
infinite. You know, back in the
yeah,
day.
like even in the
You better block that.
You better block. I mean, that's not even a frame trap. That's just a scrub trap.
Yeah.
Like there are things
Scrub
that
trap.
at a high level that like you could put people in these scenarios where they have to block, and high level players are aware of them. And I feel like in this game, because they got rid of MK11's bullshit mechanics with flawless block reversals, you can
that shit
expect
was
a traditional fighting game out of this meta. Like
That sounds a
slower.
lot more enjoyable. Like it just.
yeah, it's slower. You have to commit. There isn't mashing. You can't sit there and just fucking mash little crouching pokes and sit
So
there
it
and
gives
play
you
footsies all
MK9
day.
vibes. Little MK9
It gives me
vibes.
a little bit of everything. Literally a little bit of every single one of them. It feels a little bit like MK9. The combos, the swag reminds me of MKX. And then there's
Yeah.
fatal blows and
Let's
the modernization of the characters. That's MK11. Like MK11 did have some things right. The characters feel okay. It's just that the combos were soulless. The fatal blow was too dominant in the meta.
Yeah.
There was the crushing blow system was way too overtuned. It was all over the place. So now we're going back to this old type of fighting. We have goofy ass assists to kind of spice up the cast. I feel like the cast kind of looks like if they were going to do a Netflix series for MK.
Which
Like,
why don't they?
like I
Do
don't
a
hate
Netflix
it.
series
I
for
don't
MK.
hate it.
I could see it.
But not live
Yeah,
action. Like the CGI that they use in these trailers.
Well,
like
yeah,
there
MK1
wasn't
trailer
there-
is ridiculous.
There was that animated MK movie show. It
They've
was like
done a
8
couple of the
episodes.
animes, the Scorpion.
They've done a
ones.
couple of them.
Yeah.
There's a Johnny Cage one coming out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
they
take
do.
it.
They do anime all the time, but I'm talking about like
Yeah,
what
and
they've
they're
been
not
using the
bad. Some of
last
them are
3 or
good, some
4
of them
games.
Some of them are rough. Right.
Just do it that way, man. Because
Yeah.
then you can get
Right.
these crazy fight scenes that can actually like expand upon the 2D way that we see them. Like we're never gonna get that in a movie. That's what sucks about
No.
like even like the new Mortal Kombat movie that just came out. Like the
Dog
action
shit.
really wasn't there. Like
Awful.
other than the
Nothing was
basically
there,
the
bro.
first-
You fought Goro in a fucking trailer park. Like what?
yeah with literal fucking plot.
Cabal,
armor.
Yeah.
Literal plot armor.
What's my Arcana?
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear
Let's
that?
fucking go.
Did you hear they might actually be getting rid of Cole for the second movie? Like they might just be like, yeah, we fucked up. He's just gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. They
No.
should. You know what they
They
should do? They should. You know what they should do? They should give him the Mortal Kombat Annihilation Johnny Cage treatment. Cole Young comes in the first 10 minutes, and then like Shao Kahn, and then Shao Kahn comes in and breaks his fucking neck, and it's
Yep.
like
Goes to
no!
flying kick him and dies.
And it
That
turns
would be
out that
perfect.
Johnny Cage liked them or something, and it fuels him, and then they put Johnny Cage back in the plot because for some reason they omitted him from the first movie in its entirety
So-
because it was a fucking COVID movie, all right, that fucking literally sold because of the name of the goddamn movie.
Look,
Nothing else.
I did
I
enjoy
hated that
little
movie.
bits of the movie.
Nothing.
Some of the
Nothing
stuff
was
the scorpion
enjoyable.
fight in the very beginning was
Yeah.
amazing.
No,
But
like the beginning was okay, I guess. It's
yeah,
just
it's
a
a
misuse of
very
cast.
So
okay
I
mediocre.
heard. So
trash
speaking
bag.
of like Johnny Cage, I just remember this. Didn't Carl Urban get cast as Johnny Cage or
Yes,
something?
Carl, which I don't agree with, but
he's
I like him.
Kano, right?
He's
Shouldn't
he's
he-
Kano.
Yeah, right.
He's
Isn't he Kano?
He's
Like-
Kano. He should be Kano. Yeah. But they just cast.
That's like when
even
they cast
even
Ryan
somebody,
Reynolds as Green Lantern. You're like, but he's the fucking
I would-
Flash.
not like you know who he could be, even outside of just like accents and stuff. Like he could be like Rico or
Yeah.
something. You know, he could be like a better character. Johnny Cage is like, bro, you got like fucking Scott Adkins. Like you could have
Dude,
fucking,
Scott Atkins
Yeah,
is
Scott-
Johnny
Scott
Cage.
Ad-
like
Scott Atkins
you
is
could-
Johnny
What about the
Cage.
Miz? The Miz would have been a
no, that's
perfect.
stupid.
That's too.
fucking
No, it's
stupid.
too
Oh,
over the
come
top. Too
on,
over the
get-
top.
You need-
Scott
no, no, no,
Atkins.
no, no, no,
Scott
no,
Atkins
you
has,
need-
has the chops.
You
for it,
need
though.
somebody who has the soul of Jean-Claude Van Damme in their fucking kicks.
Yep.
The Miz is just a
Jean-Claude Van
fucking
Damme's still
wrestler.
alive. I'm just saying.
That's okay. You can play old Johnny. I don't give a fuck.
Old man
Just,
Johnny.
just CGI overlay him. It's the coolest.
Just make him young with CG. You know, we're gonna see Jean-Claude Van Damme, Johnny Cage in MK1.
I do.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna play as that for sure.
Yes.
The
I was
the
gonna
muscles
say-
from Brussels.
the cast for this movie. So like the roster.
Yeah.
I like that it's smaller. I like that it's not like
Well, how do we know that? though?
50 fucking characters. So
they
released
think
a
they
list of
like
characters
a
already.
confirm. Yeah,
So,
like a press release for it.
the confirmed characters.
Hold on. The only thing I care about is Reptile on this list.
We're getting there, buddy. We're getting there.
That's all I need to know.
So confirmed.
He's in there. He's gonna
Are
die in 5 seconds.
Scorpion.
Flawless victory.
The confirmed characters are Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Shang Tsung, Johnny Cage, Kano, Jax, and Kenshi. The leaked characters are Havoc, Rico, Natara, Li Mei, Ashra? I don't even know who that is. Smoke, Reptile,
Ashra, yeah.
Tanya, and Sindel.
So all of those characters suck except for Smoke, Reptile, and Sindel. But we agree with that?
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, like
I like
You could've
Rico.
put- you
I'm
could've
not
put
too big
Cable
of
in
a
there?
fan of Havoc.
just put fucking Mocap Man in over those fucking guys. What are we doing right now?
Mocap, meat.
Mocap, man. I forgot that was a thing.
I would give Movado a second chance. I think he could have potential.
Yeah.
I mean, because then you get all.
Mr.
I feel like all the other
Hook
Mortal
Swords guy.
I feel like all the other Mortal Kombat games were just so oversaturated with characters. Like you had, you had Johnny Cage's daughter. You had like all these other
You had the
characters.
combat kids. You had the combat kids.
The combat
you had
kids,
all
yeah.
these.
The combat.
Well, that's
kid
kind of
with a
what's
K.
great
With a
about
K.
that's what's great about this new game and it being MK1 is while it's a continuation of the last game, Liu Kang is what he's the fire. What's his actual title
He's
now?
he's fire god Liu Kang.
Yeah,
like,
he's
whatever.
basically Raiden on crack. So like,
No, I don't even think he's even Raiden. I think he's straight up like a deity above him. I don't think he is
well, yeah,
Raiden per se.
didn't he like
anymore.
absorb? What the hell is that? What was her name?
Chronica.
Chronica's like power.
Yeah, so
that's
he's
why he's
literally
able to do
God.
this.
He's God.
Yeah. Yeah, so Liu
Like,
Kang's
I
ascended
guess Liu Kang-
to the ultimate godhood level and is basically rewriting the entire universe, so that's why it's called MK1.
Like he made
It's a good reset button.
Which was what
like,
MK9
he's
was.
like the architect. He's like the yeah, it literally is the fucking they retcon the retcon.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
Typical Mortal Kombat.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And with this Liu Kang, he's just like he's the architect, right? So he isn't necessarily in charge, but he's like, all right, you're going to be the elder gods. You're going to be Raiden. You're going to be the champion. Like, I'm the one that sets this in place. That doesn't, if that makes sense. Like, he's not actively
And then he feels bad about it, goes in time, fucks it up. You know, yeah.
fucks it up. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's literally what it comes to like how you interpret it. It's like, okay, Liu Kang just keeps fucking with time. Like, all right. They wrote themselves in a corner with the whole multiverse shit. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to fuck with it, but that's cuz I'm a fan of the series,
Yeah.
but
All right, let's go with this. Overall,
Yeah.
while your impressions of the game, did it feel good? Like, did it feel like it's on its way to being a good game? Did it feel like a good game in general?
it felt like an early build. Like, for
Okay.
sure. It definitely was an early build, like Katana, some sounds were missing from her normals, like when she would do a back throw, like there was no sound.
Making
Liu
Melina
Kang,
sounds.
Liu Kang literally is doing like 40% with like 8 hits. Like, I think there's not normalized damage.
1, 2, 3,
Like-
bicycle kick.
Yeah, like literally, like kick, bicycle kick, burn, and it's 40%, all gone.
I mean, he is a
And I'm
god.
like, damn, I know he's on the cover of the fucking game, but like, hold up. I don't know if you guys
That was
seen.
the best move.
I can send you a clip, AJ. You'd appreciate the fucking
Send me a clip.
the
I can put it-
absurdity
Yeah, send it to me. See if I can put it on screen.
that is Liu Kang with a Jax assist.
Liu Kang with a jack.
When somebody doesn't, I can put it on YouTube.
So the assist characters are
Yeah.
looking from the list. They look like they're all playable. Like they look like
They're not. They don't have full move sets, no,
Right,
but
right.
they are. Yeah, you could mix and match.
that's cool. So it almost feels like a Marvel vs. Capcom type of deal, where instead
It's
not,
like
not necessarily the
Marvel one,
tag,
yeah.
not necessarily
It's
the
like
tag
its own.
out, but
It's definitely like its own cup of tea. It feels
Yeah.
a little weird because you can't call the cameo whenever. You can hit the cameo when they get called out. There's a lot of weird like little rules, but I think it'll just take some time to get used to it. Ultimately, I'm not somebody who picks it up quickly, but I just need the game. I
Yeah.
need the game. I need story mode. I need to just play it, enjoy it, see how the characters play, hit training mode, and then start practicing with people because I'm going to ECT in October.
So here we go. What we got here? Hope this doesn't get this video taken down.
No, it shouldn't. There's no fatality.
Oh, stand one.
So let's see what we got.
So he says 6-frame punish. Here you go. No meter. There's 1 bar. Here at Jax resets him. Here comes Jax with the ground pound.
Yo,
Oh.
I'm so that.
And now you can
This
do it
is what I'm
again. Watch,
talking
Jax
about.
does
Oh
2.
my god.
Jax does 2 of them. So
and he just
But,
I
like,
love that he
look at
just
the
like
da-
steps away. Like he doesn't do like
I
a flashy
do
like
not-
black flip. He just kind of like walks off the screen.
yeah, and I don't mind that Jax is coming up and hitting the ground pound and resetting. What I mind is the fact that Liu Kang is doing 40% for
off of,
doing
like
kick,
yeah,
kick,
kind of nothing.
fireball kick.
Yeah. Well,
like
Liu Kang
it's,
did
it's,
always
it's like
kind of have those dial-in combos, but yeah, the scaling of the
Right,
damage
it's just,
should
it's
be.
just like, come on. Like, I'm cool with that type of gameplay, but like, instead of it doing 50+%, like, let's do 30%, like, lower the vortex,
yeah.
because that's gonna get fucking stupid quick, man. I'm telling you, not
Yeah,
everybody in the game can do that right now. Like,
Well-
Sub-Zero, Katana has an infinite even. It's an early build.
Oh
you,
yeah,
you
for sure.
can't- You can't. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
So
And
who's the tier list of the early build? Who's S?
I don't fucking have a fucking There's 4 characters.
Well, out of the 4, who felt the best?
I think.
Who felt good?
All right. Okay. You know who's the best? Katana, because she has a fucking infinite. Like,
Yeah.
all right, there you go. S plus plus. List.
S plus
Like-
plus.
That's what I'm
There
talking
you
about.
go.
The
Like,
leaky,
it's
the leaky
arbitrary.
boat's
All
back,
right. Well,
baby.
so like, did any character just like out of the 4? Did anyone were just like, nah, this did?
I think
I don't
Liu
feel
Kang
this.
popped the most. Liu Kang feels like he just was still not normalized at all.
Yeah.
I felt fine playing against Sub-Zero and Katana. Kenshi is gonna be ridiculous. He's got this spirit assist that he's got like his own built-in assist special move where he can summon a
That's cool.
like a
That's cool.
spirited version of him. And dude, there's some fucked up setups where like he could be on one side and his spirit's on the opposite side of you. He'll strike low, the spirit will do over. It's brutal. Sonic Fox is playing Kenshi, so you gotta be aware of this fucking
So then,
character.
yeah, for sure.
If Sonic Fox is playing a character, you gotta watch that character.
I will say this:
Free.
this is the first Mortal Kombat game that I've actually been interested in like playing.
Yeah.
All right, well, good thing you got like probably some of the best players to practice with. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
basically.
No, I could never play at your guys' level. No, me, I
yeah,
was
sure
always
you can.
me.
Yeah.
I was always like, I gotta learn this
And
We're
combo.
what-
just,
this game's
gonna be the
releasing
old
soon,
men
right?
September.
gatekeeping.
September.
September 14th is the release.
Yeah.
There's another beta test weekend for the people who pre-ordered the game. And I think it's late July.
What did
Maybe
you pre-order
let me look.
for? What system did you pre-order for, Mike?
PC.
PC
Okay. All right. No,
And-
making sure.
and the Nintendo Switch.
Of course.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I know how much you love your Switch.
I'm a sucker for handhelds, man.
Dude, me too. I
I
got
know
a
that
Steam
shit's
Deck.
gonna suck.
How is the Steam
I
Deck?
know that shit. The Steam Deck's awesome,
The
man.
Steam Deck is
That's
great.
how
I love it.
that's how I play MK9 at tournaments now. So like instead of lugging around a 360 or PS3, we can just lug the Steam Deck around, hook it up
Yeah.
to a monitor.
Really?
Good to
Dude,
go.
Steam Deck is
That's awesome.
one of the greatest products that's been put out. It really
I
is.
think it needs a little bit more time, like another revision for sure to kind of fix like this first. But like
Sure.
it's still a great device. It's a lot of fun.
It has so much
I
potential.
think
because you can do
MK1
so much
should
with it.
MK1 should be able to run on it too, which is a thing to look forward to. Is I'll be able.
Oh,
to
if
have
it
the Steam
if it
Deck
runs
with
on
me.
Steam Deck, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
MK11, MKX, Injustice 1 and 2, MK9, they all run on Steam Deck.
Do they run well? Is the question.
MK11 doesn't look that great, but the rest of them absolutely. I would say they
Okay,
run pretty
cool.
great and they look good. Like I could play MK9 720p with everything set to high, and
Yeah.
on that tiny screen you can't really tell. And if when you plug it into a monitor, I have the dock,
Yeah.
so I can, hook it up to a monitor. Same thing, 720p.
Yeah.
It's crisp. You don't
That's
you don't
nice.
realize it's 720p.
I have the
Because
dock. I
it's
have
an
a
old-
dock
you know.
too. I have a dock too. But
It's
I
an
was
old,
like,
old game. MK9's an old game.
yeah.
It's crazy how old MK9 is.
Well, wasn't that like the last one you played, or was it MKX?
No, I played all of them, but the last game was 11. I didn't really play long because
Did you own it, or did you just
yeah,
play it?
I bought it. I just didn't one reptile.
They were just like,
Because I just-
Reptile's not in the game.
fuck you.
Yeah, I knew you were pissed.
They
that Reptile wasn't
disrespect
in
the
game.
shit out of him in the crypt, and then on top of that, I didn't really like the combo system. Like one of the things that has always drawn me to Mortal Kombat was the flashy combos.
Yeah, of course.
And this
That's what makes the game.
This game tried to like I don't know, kind of find a balance between like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So it just didn't. The
They tried
combos
to
are
do
too
these
boring.
counter hits. That's because of the crushing blow system. It was too overtuned.
Yeah,
Like, and with the combination of them being very situational or just kind of random, characters had the ability to roll out of a combo like for free. Your
Yeah.
meter was free in that game. You did not have to do anything to get your meter to come back. You just kind of sat there and it just came back for free. So the slow nature of the game's neutral, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I got the crushing blow, and the guy rolled out. Fuck.
So speaking of
Like-
like the mechanics, like in MK1, so
Mhm.
like what are the things that we've seen in previous Mortal Kombat games that are just no longer there? Like interactables or interactables in the game?
Yeah, no interactables.
Are there breakers in the
Flawless
game?
blocking. There are breakers. They cost you 3 bars a meter, though.
So
Instead
very
of 2
similar
bars.
to like MK9. Well, except with an additional bar.
Yeah, it's an additional bar. But you fucking build meters so fast in this game. Like,
Does
That's
meter
cool. I
does
don't know
meter
what it
build
is.
from blocking too?
yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same business blocking. From
Like MK9
being
style,
offensive.
basically.
Yeah, very MK9, MKX style. Absolutely,
Do you take damage from blocking?
absolutely. You'll take chip damage.
Yeah,
Jax.
chip damage, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Jax's assist, if you call it, it can hurt you. The ground pound.
Oh wow.
Oh, it hurts the guy
It hurts
calling
the caller.
the assist.
The caller.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I
Is
played
his-
a guy
is
who
his the only
killed,
ones
who
like
killed
that?
himself with it. It was
killed-
funny.
He killed himself with it. That's great.
Oh yeah. A guy came out and was like, "Ah, boom, and then I won. I was like, oh shit. Nice.
So,
Calculated.
is that like a thing for all the characters, or is that just a Jax specific assist thing?
Just Jax. Remember, it's only 3 assists. The Kano assist. He's got his Kano ball, his knives. He's got his eye laser. A nice detail, but the eye laser, right? Like he'll grab the person who called it, and he'll like shove their head down and shoot the laser out and hold them down while he's in this stance. So
Oh, so
if
they
you
don't just like pop out like an MK9.
no, they
tag mode.
interact with the person. Yeah, they
Oh,
interact with
okay.
the person.
That's cool.
Like the
That's
fatal
cool.
blow, now is you and your assist. So your character does the first bit, the normal attacking part, right? And then your assist comes in, does their stab, their whatever, and then your character comes in and does their part. What's
Now,
nice about
is it all the same, or
Yeah.
is it actually different depending on the parent?
No, it's character. It's the same with every character. I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
the way it's designed, though, we could see different fatal blows, like straight up. They could totally program, like not program, but they could definitely change them up. You know what I mean? It's definitely possible because one of the things about it is that it's like a cut scene, right? So like when you do a super, it'll stop the gameplay. They'll do their I'm
Yeah.
about to hit you, and then they hit you, and then it plays the super. So like there isn't anything that needs to necessarily like they could just they could just put a fucking YouTube video in there for all I care. The only thing that matters is that first hit, right?
Yeah.
So like Liu Kang does his cartwheel. That's his fatal blow starter. So he'll do the cartwheel, then his assist will do the fatal blow animation, and then he'll do his fatal blow animation, and then it'll like transition back.
That
Like,
just
it's-
sounds really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like Injustice style, but better.
Think Injustice style super like. But what's nice about it is fatal blows are so dominant in MK11, man. Every fucking match had them because they were quick. They were one of the only things in that game that had armor. They regenerated super quickly, and honestly, it was one of the few ways you could even do damage in that game. Especially like as me as a Johnny Cage player, I had no crushing blows unless I had fatal blow. Like straight up, I could not do my sunglasses crushing blow. I couldn't do damage without the mechanic that you get from losing. So like I had to like basically like, all right, hit me so I could kill you. Like it's stupid. I
Yeah.
actually had to do that in my gameplay, and it didn't work for me. It didn't work for my brain. I did not play MK11 right. But that's the way the system presents itself. Just like fucking, I know that these super shallow games, and it's just not there in MK1. MK1 is precise. It's slow, floaty, but it kind of has that nice fluidity to it. Once you start clicking and it all flows, you're like, all right, NRS, I see what you're doing here. Okay.
Man, this sounds
So overall, you're happy with the build so far.
Yeah.
This sounds great.
I'm trying to think of unique mechanics. Okay, here's the cool mechanic. up blocking.
Okay.
So, typically when you hold the block button, you if you're standing, you're blocking high. If you're crouching and hold block, you're blocking low. So there's a new mechanic called up block, and what it is, it's essentially a jump attack parry, right? So you know how in old school Mortal Kombat, everybody is the same. Everyone's doing front flip ninja kick. Everyone's got a jump
in
kick,
jump
punch. Yeah. They're all like relatively the same, right? Well, with NRS games, they're like, well, we're a AAA studio. That's boring, and we're going to give everybody their own unique animations. Blocking is in my opinion, the perfect answer for anti-airing. Finally, because you can't do the old school. Oh, I'm just going to uppercut you. Oh, I'm just going to do a special move, because everybody has different moves. Up blocking, what it is, you hold block. Somebody comes in and hits you with a jump kick, you hit up at the same time. And your character will do this animation, and it'll make the jump kick or jump punch or whatever negative, and you can combo punish it.
Really?
Wow.
So if anyone goes in for a jump in punch and you recognize
and I
it
up block
and
it,
up block it,
yeah.
you can actually punish that person now.
Yes, sir. And the catch is, if they empty jump, then you're doing this stupid animation here, and you would get punished.
Yeah, now you get. So how many frames would you guess that the up blocking anime is?
It's pretty quick. It's literally just like like 3 or 4. Like it's not super.
But how long
super
is
strict.
how long is its like recovery though? Is it so basically if a guy does like an empty if a guy does an empty jump, like what kind of frame move do you think he needs to have to be able to punish him? Like, are we talking like 6 frames or something like 10?
Nah, 8 or 10. Definitely, it's significant. Like you'll see.
Yeah, that's a pretty big window.
I noticed that people who don't know what the hell they're doing are accident. They're like doing a block on accident.
That'd be
because it's just you hold block and you hit up. That's it. So if you're holding block and you tap up, you do this like animation that basically makes you a free hit for good window. But in my opinion, it's a genius, like something that would only fucking NetherRealm would put in their game, like, and it works, and I fuck with it, like it's a good time, like it's an answer for me. I've always struggled with dealing with people who jump in like crazy in these games, because in the old school days you could just uppercut. There's always consistent ways to get people out of the air. Well, times change, and my old methods don't work anymore, but now I have a new method, and it works. It works, and I'm going to fuck people up in this game because of it. I don't know if you remember, AJ, but playing Injustice 1.
A force ball, and you just go through the character and hit it though. Like,
I mean, like if you did force ball and you jump attack me and I up block you, the force ball would still hit me by all means.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Slow. That sounds like a slow ball trap.
It's not like a guaranteed like, oh, you're fucked now. It's just
You already got my brain cooking, so now I feel like you can do a slow ball dash in front of it. Now you get a free jump in.
Call your assist. You get a free jump in. Call your assist at the same time.
Because even if you up block it, the slow ball still.
You're gonna be a monster with Reptile. Imagine Reptile. Imagine. All right. You remember Batman and Injustice? You know Batman and Injustice. You have your batarangs. That's an assist, in my opinion. It's a little assist. So imagine Reptile now with his force balls and an assist. Like,
is Ice Clone an assist?
Shit up. Ice Clone is not an assist. I don't think so. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know what Sub-Zero's assist. Like, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are going to have their own cameo fighters, but they're not in the demo, so I don't know what they're going to be.
Okay, I gotcha.
Same thing with
That's
Johnny.
Right. The cameo fighters are completely different from the regular cast. It's not like you can just pick.
Completely different.
Okay. That's so interesting.
I hope they give them movesets like MK1 XL. We gave all the cameos classic Like here they go. We gave them low punch, high kick, low kick, round.
Yeah.
Don't even get like don't even do real motion capture. Just like get the shit from the old games.
Old school,
and
yeah.
scale it. Yeah, like and instead of a super meter, give them a run meter, right? And then like that would be awesome. That's how they're gonna save MK1. Instead of in 4 years, Injustice 3, they're gonna be like, hey, there's another game, Insider game. Jax is not a main character. He is a cameo character. I don't think he's in the main cast so far. Again, I don't know cast on top of my head because I only care about Johnny Cage, really. So,
is there any truth to I saw I couldn't tell if this was just a Photoshop picture or not, but like I saw people basically saying like one of the big story changes is that all the ninjas are now actually like not separate factions, they're all actually Lin Kuei. Is that
yeah, Hans fucking
is that true, or was that just like some Photoshop nonsense?
I don't know about that, but what is true is Sub-Zero and Scorpion are biological brothers now.
Oh,
what?
Really?
Yeah, that is true. So Bi-Han, the older Sub-Zero, and Hanzo Hasashi, they're brothers now. I don't know where the last names are going, but they are brothers. That's why they look exactly the same.
So did Scorpion actually replace Sub-Zero's normal brother?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess like he's just gone and like this is his new. That's interesting.
Maybe that's the assist. The assist is Kuai Liang. Hey, remember me from the other universe?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, because I saw that like
I'm voiced by Steve Blum. Like.
Yeah, the shot that I had seen was basically like Reptar was in human form and he was Lin Kuei.
Right.
Like just like in MK1 where he's not, he's just.
I mean, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know.
I know you and I are both the same. We want a fucking human ass reptile.
Yeah. That was the best costume in MK9 by far.
The whole being a lizard thing you're not supposed to see until he's ready to kill you.
Exactly.
That's correct.
That's how it's
just
supposed
like
to be.
Scorpion. Just like Scorpion. You're not supposed to see his fucking skull head until he's ready to kill you.
Yep.
Perfect. Fatality. Hey, that's the classic shit. But man, I'm excited. I think you guys can tell I'm excied.
Yeah, man. You got me excited. I'm gonna go pre-order this thing right now.
Yeah.
You should.
If you guys are out in the Jersey area, New York area, come on out to MKNJ. That's hosted by myself and Darth Arma. It's mostly it is Darth Arma's gig. But AJ, you might have stopped running tournaments, but I never kind of stopped. So we're always out.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, hey man, the spirit lives on. I'm telling you, MKNJ is a good group. If you guys are in northern New Jersey and you want to play the game,
yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely try to take a nostalgic trip out for sure.
Just come on out. Let's play the game offline. It's gonna happen. We'll have a stream. Kombat Network will be there, and honestly, everything. For me, at this point, I'm not the type to speculate. It kind of the conversation gets redundant with Mortal Kombat because, it's the fucking 12th one, man. Like I know every, I know every fucking
that's why
little.
I'm glad they're, really trying different like Sub and Scorpion are brothers. It even seems like the Melina Katana relationship is different.
Their dynamic is different, and I'm for it too. And I appreciate that they're adding the cameos to be like, all right, here they are one more time. We're really trying to take a 30-year franchise and change it. Like, and I hate that,
well,
but I
like it better this way than the Combat Kids.
Than just straight fucking Combat Kids, right? Like, exactly. And half the cast being gray Revenants, like, awful.
Yeah.
I hated that in MK11.
Shame we
They're
won't
all
get
half the characters are fucking. There's 9 characters are gray. Like, what?
Is Ronda Rousey gonna be reprising her role in the Academy Award winning voiceover of Sonya Blade?
I hope not.
But all right, on that. We're gonna end this segment. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I hope you have a wonderful night, and everybody watching. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on this Rapzilla fella. He's over here. He's on this side.
Yeah, people don't even know that.
People don't
The
even
They
Kaiju-
don't even
the Kaiju
know.
Live
They
fan
don't
base
know.
don't know about Rapzilla.
Rapzilla.
Oh no!
Rapzilla 54.
Oh, man.
All right, Mike.
All right,
Thanks.
guys, have a good one. Deuces.
All right,
Peace.
Mike. Have a good night, man.
Later.
Thank you so much.
Thanks you. See ya.
All right, so with that, we're gonna try to wrap this up. We're gonna go on a quick break. We're actually gonna try to open up the XM Jesus, I butchered that. Cut. We're gonna open up the XM Godzilla GMK Bust, and I can't wait, as well as talk about a little bit of Spiral toy action. So, give us
5 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes,
and,
we'll have it.
We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Are you kidding me? All right, so Evandro and I just got this bad boy out of the box.
He's big.
Box is pretty cool. Almost as like a treasure chest. The corners have little air pocket holes, so when you're taking it out, you can hear the air coming in to make it come out a little bit more. It comes with the biggest assembly booklet I've ever seen. I mean,
That's massive.
I don't want to be that guy, but like, if you're a Godzilla fan and you're dropping money on this and you don't know how to put dorsal plates in, and you needed something this big, I don't know.
Probably reconsider the hobby.
But pretty awesome. Regardless, I would have liked some kind of artwork instead, but hey, I know how to put the dorsal plates in, I guess. And that's pretty much the only negative thing I have to say about this. This is unbelievable. Again, this is XM Studios. This is the Godzilla GMK, or Giant Monster Attack Mothra King Ghidorah Godzilla, from 2001. Man, this is...
His gums even look like glossy.
Yeah,
It looks like he's salivating.
the paint app on this is phenomenal. They did an incredible job. The only thing that I could say that this negative space in the back is a little boring, especially to have the nameplate in the back.
Yeah, it's weird that the nameplate's in the back.
I would have preferred the nameplate to be in the front. And then like to do a comparison, the Prime 1 Godzilla, like that bust is on like a second level where the entire back of his head is another diorama within itself. So this is just strictly your almost sideshow Marvel bust type collectible. But the details on here are...
It's very, very detailed.
Dude.
The material itself is just so like, it feels like high quality. Like this should be... I think I thought it was way more than what you just told me the worth.
Well, yeah, these were, I believe it was $10.99. And then the shipping on these really weren't that bad. It was about, I think it was only $80-$90.
That's not bad.
No, yeah. And
Not
if
bad.
you order from KaijuLive.shop, you should have already got your tracking and got this bad boy. Hopefully maybe today, just like I did, or maybe even sooner. But this one, I cannot wait to pair this with, because it's the same sculptor. So if you don't know, this is Tanaka, who is worked with Spiral Studio, has his own studio, Tanaka Studios, and obviously worked with XM on this piece. And
Eddie's asking, what number is yours?
Oh God, I gotta pick it up.
You want me to pick it up?
All right, hold on.
I'll pick it up.
I got it.
You got it? Oh my god.
What we got?
This is number 51.
51, baby.
51, Eddie.
51 out of what?
120?
All right, 51 out of 120. Oh, it's on the instructions. I just did that for no reason. Thank you.
On the bottom? No?
What do you mean it's on the instructions? Am I?
Doesn't look like it's on the instructions, Eddie.
No, hold on. Yeah, I don't see it.
But no, this thing is...
I mean, there's a ton of QR codes on here. Maybe I gotta maybe it actually tells you. I'm gonna try to get the camera and do some zoom ins here because like the light is actually like taking away the detail on his teeth. Although you can still make it out. The teeth are weathered, have a great weathering.
It looks like he needs to brush.
But yes, this was sculpted by Tanaka, and also the GMK Legacy series from Spiral Studios also coming out. Should be soon. People should have it within their hands within the year. And because it's the same sculptor, being able to have this with this other 50 centimeter full figure as a display is something I've been dreaming about since I knew I was getting this. And then Tanaka was also doing the one for Spiral. Huge. This is one of my favorite suits, one of the meanest Godzillas. The white eyes,
He's so vicious.
Yeah, this is the one, and Tanaka absolutely crushed this. XM did a fantastic job on this release.
The plaque on his teeth is so detailed. The grooves in the teeth itself. This should be way more money than.
Nah, I'm glad it's not.
I'm glad it's not
still,
too. I think it's great.
It's still
I think
pricey.
it's beautiful.
Still a pricey boy, but yeah, not a lot. There's no negatives here.
Yeah.
The only negative again I would say is the negative space in the back, but again that's not really here or there. When you have a bust, it's going to be facing out, so it's not really like something you're going to see. And the plaque shouldn't be in the back. It's just, you figure all this negative space, you couldn't. Why isn't the edition number over here where I don't gotta lift the statue up, or on the plaque, right? Yeah, this is
No, he's
it's like so phenomenal. I want to talk and show about Spiral Toy, but like I don't kind of want to take him down. So I guess we can kind of use him as a scaling figure. So if, for you watching that don't know, Spiral Toy is a company that I have started with Spiral Studio, and our first figure is finally here. The black one is the original, one of the first vinyl pulls, so technically prototype you could say. But our first release is finally here. We just took pre-orders on this, and this actually just officially sold out today. So thank you. I know a lot of the Kaiju Live family supported and everything. But this is the final product, guys, and it is absolute. It's very rare when you get something when you've had the prototype and then the production model is better. I succeeded all my expectations, but this guy just sold out. The new Burning Godzilla is in the site now, spiraltoy.com. And did I have the sticker? Wasn't there a sticker here? And one of the cool things too, every single one that orders any of our figures, of course, will be coming with its own glitter Spiral Toy logo sticker to go with all of our glitter releases that are coming out. And that's kind of it. Look at it. See, this should be the back. You know what I mean? You got these two. This is how you make the back of the GMK.
Just better. Just make these
you
two
just
toys.
make it better. Yeah, that's how you make it better.
That way,
Yeah.
I mean, you should be proud, man. This came out great.
Yeah.
You know,
I could not be happier with it.
He's made it to Top Golf already.
Yeah, he's been the Top Golf today. He's a very happy boy. Very thirsty
Just
boy
imagine,
as well.
Imagine you walking into Top Golf with this on your kid and this under your arm.
I mean, that's what has to happen sometimes. But yeah, that red. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, the red. It's weird because like the original, a lot of times with the prototypes, especially with Sofubi, like they're kind of just giving you concept colors, and they're not really going hard on, really going hard on the paint. So the prototype, while it looks similar to this, there's just so much more red and vibrant blue here. That wow. This is definitely, if you're a Bills fan, shout out Mike. Red and blue. I mean, or they call this literally the American Godzilla variant.
That'd be a good title for him. That'd be a good title for him.
But yeah, it came out unbelievable. It's been a crazy 2 weeks, and yeah, man. So thank you all so much who have supported Spiral Toy. And if you haven't already, go check it out, spiraltoy.com, and subscribe to the newsletter. Or maybe pick up one of the Burning Godzilla release. But XM Studios crushed it. I'm going to try to take some really good pictures after this show to really show people tomorrow where I can get.
You got to show the teeth. The teeth are
the eyes. The teeth, the eyes. It's going to make an incredible display piece.
I almost want to buy one.
You let me know. Well, all right. I think that about wraps it up for tonight's episode episode number 1 because the first one we did was 0.
That's true.
So this is episode number 1 of the Square Table, and this is something that I hope to do on a weekly to bi-weekly basis. The auction show, do not worry. The auction show, we are going to do at least two more full-fledged auction shows with Dad and I, because we want to hit that 100 episode, the 100th auction, and do something. We'll probably do some fun giveaways and have a lot of fun with that. But after that, there probably will not be those big 3 to 4 hour shows anymore. We're actually the Square Table format that you just witnessed in its first form, which
In its infancy.
Yeah.
In its infancy.
We wanted to do it segmented with a couple topics and just kind of run with it and always bring guests in. I believe next Sunday we should be having Octeal to talk about his Kaiju Cream Sofubi that he's working on for G-Fest. Trying to get Robo 7 also on the show next Sunday, see if it works out. And that's the thing. We're going to just be doing segments and inviting guests who want to either talk about it with us or interviews, all that stuff. But then there will be shows where there's an hour auction segment and Dad's in here and we're just auctioning stuff off. So the auction show will live on. And I'm excited about it. This was a lot of fun, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
I could talk nerd stuff all day.
All right, what should we do? There should be some catchy ending, right? There's got to be a catchy ending to the show. Hot take? We end the show on a personal hot take?
I mean, we can.
All right. I mean, you got anything? But like you said, it's in the infancy, so we're just running with it. What do you? Go ahead.
Personal hot take?
Just a hot take in general, yeah.
What would I say is a personal hot take? I don't know. I can't think of one right now.
Godzilla vs Kong is a top 5 Godzilla movie, and it's a Showa.
I mean,
it's a modern day Showa classic.
That's a hot take, really?
Yes. Oh yes. That's
Really?
yeah.
I mean, Godzilla vs Kong has always been good. Original and new.
I agree.
It's my favorite Godzilla movie.
But there's some haters out there, man.
Wow.
There's some haters. You put that in the top. You put that in the top 5.
Kevin
you
Smith,
might not be
you
a fan.
get out of here with that AVP movie ain't bad. No.
Oh my god.
No. That's a hot take.
Where? Okay, so now we got a segment for next week. That's right. Oh, so while you're thinking of a hot take,
All right.
one of the segments we're absolutely doing next week. Avandro's already watched it. I'm going to watch it as well as the new Kong Skull Island anime. So we'll have a nice little deep dive conversation on that. And again, we're having Octeal to talk about some Kaiju Cream. What's your hot take, sir?
My hot take is actually might be a personal attack on you.
Holy shit.
Man of Steel is just okay.
Wow. All right. Then okay. we're gonna. Man of Steel.
That is my hot take. Yeah, Man of Steel is just okay. Don't get me wrong, Kevin Costner, great, but I don't know about that one. You feel slighted, don't you? You feel personally attacked.
I kind of do. I just basically spent like 40 minutes to an hour like weeping over Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And now you just.
I love Henry Cavill. Don't get me wrong. Man of Steel, it's okay.
AVP for sure trash. Listen. AVP 2.
AVP
No.
He says AVP 2 specifically.
But.
You did get.
It's got Wolf.
Yeah, you got Wolf Predator.
It's got Wolf Predator, and Wolf Predator up still to this point is the most badass Predator ever on screen.
It is the best looking Predator.
It's everything. Wolf Predator would fuck up every Predator that's been in every movie so far since.
Even the most recent Predator movie.
Yes.
And it's all its amazingness.
Well, no, hold on.
I couldn't keep a straight
Hold
face.
on. Prey was phenomenal.
Oh, Prey was great. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
That's
we
not-
don't consider.
no.
But that guy would get wrecked by Wolf. All right, that guy like struggled taking on a bear. Okay, like you know what I mean. Like Wolf would have come in and just wiped the floor with
No,
that man.
Prey was great.
All right,
All right.
so Man of Steel is not good. All right. Well, as always, like and subscribe.
Same
We
bad
are-
time, same bad channel.
No. Actually, I gotta come up with something different because this is a Square Table now. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Look on the fly.
You trying to think of something on the fly?
Yeah.
Damn. I got nothing. Not yet. I'll think on it.
Subscribe if you're able. Check us out on the next
See
Square
you
Table.
squares later.
See you squares later. Oh, that's how we're gonna end it.
damn.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Boop, boop, ba-doo. Oh, I gotta bring that into this eventually.